And welcome to Post University Esports College Football Championship and the third place match tonight. My name is Coach Denny, and I'm joined with Sandwich tonight for our college football finale here for both players, BigSneezy and MunDayne tonight. Sandwich, how's it going?
Hard not to feel very well about tonight's action, Denny. I mean, a tremendous season overall for Post University in college football 25. 5 competitors, 3 made the postseason, and of course 2 still in the action here on Grand Finals Day. Not a bad feeling.
If you had told me at the start of the season that we would have 2 college football players and a Madden player still playing on April 23rd, I would take that every single time, like 1000%. This has just been a season that has surpassed all expectations. But we see right now BigSneezy's game. He's in the third place match against T-Pig from the University of the Cumberlands. And they started a little bit early from T-Pig's request. And they also, both players did agree to a best of 3. So this is actually supposed to be a best of 5 since a trophy is on the line tonight for these players. Third place in the inaugural season here, as we see a huge run coming out here for Sneezy, trying to work from behind here on the Buckeyes. But a trophy is on the line tonight for both of these players. The winner of this match gets the third place trophy, the bronze medal to take home for themselves, and the loser of this match gets fourth place and nothing. So a lot on the line for these players tonight. They're trying to come away with something at the end of what's been a really long competitive season. Sneezy, of course, coming through the regular season, solid 7-0, the number 1 seed, number 1 player, the only undefeated player coming out of the regular season, and unfortunately got matched up against our other player, MunDayne, in the semifinals last week, and then MunDayne took that 3-0 win over Sneezy. So that's what brings us here tonight. So we're going to be probably paying mostly attention to BigSneezy's game here, as this will probably wrap up before MunDayne's is done, as MunDayne's is going to be the full best of 5, and also starting just in a couple minutes here once his opponent invites him to the lobby. But so we're going to stay with Big for the moment here. Big trying to come up with some points at the end of the half, but it's not going to happen. Good pass rush that time from T-Pig, and that's going to bring up 18 seconds to go here in the first half. Sandwich, Big got to come up with a stop here.
Yeah, I mean, he was fortunate to have a turnover on downs as we came live here. I believe we saw the tail end of that. Only problem is he matched it with a turnover on downs of his own, and now with 16 seconds left, thankfully UC doesn't have any timeouts, but they go all the way for the touchdown instead.
He threaded the needle between 3 defenders there. When he let go of that, it looked so risky. That's crazy. He was able to thread the needle there and get it between all 3 defenders. But this is a pretty commanding lead now for T-Pig. This is going to be a, 3-touchdown lead heading into halftime, unless Sneezy's able to pull off some magic here.
Yet to see any kickoff returns go all the way throughout this semester's coverage. Looks like that's going to remain to be true. I believe BigSneezy is going to start with the football in the second half, but with how short these quarters are, we're basically already at 4th down. Perfect college football 25 territory for Sneezy here in game 1.
Ooh. And that's picked off. Can he make the stop? Now he's got blockers, though. This could close out the game basically right here. Still 2 seconds to go, and T-Pig's got a shot to score again before the halftime. I did not think that was going to happen.
It'll be the last play of the half, but yeah, T-Pig looking to add a cherry on top here. Not going to opt for the safe field goal. Wants to punch in 6 more.
Yeah, with the way this offense has been playing out for T-Pig, I honestly don't blame him. You can really just like shove the dagger in right now. But it's going to be a sack coming out here for BigSneezy, and a bit of a consolation prize at the end of the half, but Sneezy will take anything at this point, down big as we head into the third quarter.
And Sneezy here is going to have a large hill to climb. It's certainly not impossible, but this would be the largest comeback we've seen all semester. We want to take a look at our bracket, see how we all got here to Grand Finals night here.
Yeah, so like I was mentioning earlier, we have the team kill match last week, and then we've got which brings up the finals between MunDayne and Pew from Bellarmine University. That's going to be starting actually just right now. Actually, MunDayne getting into game 1 right now, so that'll be starting. And then the third place match, which we're seeing go on right now, and a really nice run here by Sneezy to open up the third quarter. Gets a first down off of that one.
He loves that run offense. He's capable of ripping off big ones. He's going to need a lot more where that came from to get back in this one.
All right, I'm going to leave you for like 2 minutes, Sandwich. I'm just going to throw up the game on our TVs here at the lab so everybody can watch. I'll be right back.
Yep, go for it. We will hold it down. BigSneezy looking to get some offensive momentum. Both players started off with a frenetic first quarter. I believe it was 21-14 at the end of the first. Just to show what sort of lightning pace both players were on here. However, you have to chart these points on a graph. BigSneezy kind of getting stuck at 14. Meanwhile, T-Pig for the University of the Cumberland Patriots continuing to ascend here. Sneezy looking to continue to ascend upfield, but the pass is bobbled out. His third straight 3 and out of the contest. University of the Cumberlands have got BigSneezy in a straight jacket right now. Their third straight stop here in game 1.
Yeah, this is not looking good. Yeah, oh, I'm back, by the way. I probably should have been like, oh yeah, I'm back. But yeah, this is not looking pretty. I think if T-Pig scores again here, we could probably just go swap to MunDayne's till Sneezy's game 2 starts, because this one is looking like a runaway victory for T-Pig to start off Sneezy's third place match. But we'll see. Oh, good stop there, though. Great penetration into the backfield.
And an immediate timeout. I thought it was coming from BigSneezy, but no, that's T-Pig from the University of the Cumberland side. Gonna stop the clock here.
Yeah, interesting, because T-Pig wanted to speed up this whole series. He's got a plane to catch or something, but yeah, he negotiated for a best of 5. Or excuse me, best of 3.
And
so I was ready for him to just be running shoot clock the whole time. Sorry, Sandwich.
No, you're good. I was just about to bring up just that, as Sneezy able to come up with a win on defense.
A huge, perfect timing user pick for Sneezy. That's exactly what he needed. Trying to get the pick 6, but he gets chased down by T-Pig. That's exactly what you're looking for. And Sneezy's going to need 1 or 2 more of those plays to really come back into this one. But definitely keeping it interesting. Needs to come away with a touchdown here.
Touchdown, and quickly opting for the stretch. The blockers are there, and the touchdown for BigSneezy.
That was a picture-perfect run there, Sandwich. Just cuts in the middle of all the defenders, gets beautiful blocking there. That is exactly what he needed. And now, 2-score game. Very still winnable for sure. I think we can definitely stay on Sneezy, as MunDayne's game update there. Still scoreless. A little under 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. So we'll go ahead and stick with Sneezy here for the time being.
Sneezy came up with a huge win on defense. He's going to need more of that defensive magic for sure to speed up getting back into this one.
Yeah, I think we may have spoke too soon, Sandwich. Sneezy's defense, both defenses really have tightened up after these first couple possessions from both players were just incredibly highly powered offensively, and they were just scoring and scoring and scoring. There was so many points scored in the first quarter. Oh, can't quite make that tackle. Does round him up, though, and a 4-yard gain.
We've talked about it, especially as we've hit the postseason. These user-on-user tackles, it's so difficult to come up with a stop in open space one-on-one. Sneezy missing a couple that time.
Yep, it's going to be 2nd and 6 here. Another run play for T-Pig. Gets held up on his own blocker, and just a gain of 1. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5, Sandwich.
This time Sneezy coming up with a win. Certainly had some help with T-Pig running into his own lineman there, but take the wins where you can get him here on 3rd and short.
Out of the shotgun here from T-Pig. on these Texas Longhorns. Really great protection. He's going to find his man downfield wide open. 3 defenders chasing, but none are going to catch him. And that's going to be touchdown for T-Pig. Going toe-to-toe, toe-for-toe with BigSneezy here on the offensive end and just keeping this one a little bit out of reach for Sneezy. But the thing is, Sandwich, he's scoring really quickly, so there's still a lot of time to play.
And not the worst thing that you get the ball back almost immediately. Those deep crossing routes have been a staple in every high team's offense. You force your defense, the opponent's defense, to be perfect schematically. All the users like to play middle linebacker, so if you don't got your safeties in the right spot, you can blow a coverage right there and go all the way to the end zone.
A nice return there. Sneezy's going to start at the 29, so yeah, we're almost in perfect play territory, like you like to say, Sandwich. It's almost at that time where Sneezy's got to score on every drive and stop every drive. Not a great start there, as completely untouched. I believe that was a linebacker coming in for the sack, and that's going to be 2nd and 16 for Sneezy.
Sacks a little bit harder to come by in college football 25, obviously with the bird's eye view. Able to spot up. Oh no, the football knocked loose. Sneezy able to recover it.
Hero lineman. The hero offensive lineman falls on it. Oh, and we're getting a booth review for some reason. I don't know why. They recovered it. That seems kind of pointless. But anyways, here we go. That was a quick booth review. I don't know what happened, but he's got the ball back. It's 3rd and 9. Oh, huge hole to run through for Sneezy there. He's going to pick up the 1st down easily. Meanwhile, over on MunDayne's stream, we've got a touchdown for MunDayne, starting off his game after a long drive. Great spin move by Sneezy, though, in the game on stream. And gonna get all the way down to the Texas 39-yard line.
Sneezy, a huge proponent of that spin move. He's spun many opponents to death throughout the regular season. That work is not stopping anytime soon here in a 3rd place game.
Yeah, and Sneezy keeping it on the ground, keeping the chains moving. I think he switched the running backs as well. Right, Sandwich? Is that a different running back back there? I
believe so, yeah.
He looked a little smaller, a little faster. So let's see if Sneezy decides to keep running it.
Uncovered.
Just going to lob this one completely uncovered into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, BigSneezy, touchdown, Post University. Going to bring this one back to a 2-possession game, Sandwich.
Looked like T-Pig came out in a cover 2. Those go routes when you're closer to the end zone, there's just no time for the safety to get out there. You run right past the cornerback into open grass for BigSneezy. And a lot of high-level defenders here in college football 25. They're going to user the middle linebacker. So you got to get your CPUs in the secondary. You got to make sure their I's are dotted and their T's crossed. If not, you can give up wide open touchdowns like you just saw there.
Yeah, we are pretty much into the fourth quarter here. It's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter for Sneezy on defense right now for... Ooh, good run, though. For T-Pig, a 7-yard gain on 1st down, and that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. 14-point lead for T-Pig.
Not impossible for
Sneezy. An update on MunDayne's game.
Make the comeback here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say update on MunDayne's game. His opponent, Pew, has scored in response, so it's likely going to be 6-7 now. After the extra point, it's going to be 7-7. There it is. So MunDayne's game tied with less than a minute to go in the 1st quarter, Sandwich.
And their series is a best of 5, so that first game may be a little bit of a feeling out party. Way low scoring than this 1st quarter was here in this shorter series.
Yep, a good run there by T-Pig, and he knows all he needs to do, if he can keep moving the chains, keep the ball on the ground, this game is going to be essentially over, Sandwich, especially if he can score at the end of this drive. That will hopefully, for T-Pig, take a lot of time off the clock as well. This is going to be a little bit of a screen play. He gets a 7-yard gain there off of that one.
Short pass through the air. Was hauled in, but those short passes can be dangerous. We've seen a couple of those jumped. Able to survive that time and move the chains on 3rd down.
Yep, there's the chew clock as well. So, yeah, just a couple more plays here going to be left in this one. And Sneezy really needs to find a interception, which is going to be unlikely if he keeps running the ball, or what may be more likely here, Sam, which is a fumble.
Fumble recovery, but so far you have a tackle for loss on first down. This could be the start of the turnover on down. Sneezy needs here. Oh.
Great run once again, and he actually got out of bounds, I think. So that's a little bit of a break for Sneezy, but not much of one here as you're approaching the 2-minute warning.
2 timeouts and then a de facto 3rd timeout with that 2-minute warning, and a huge tackle for loss there for Big Sneezy. Send them back. What was that, 6 yards?
Great defense there. Great defense there from Big Sneezy, cutting him off before he can turn the corner. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 16. Another run to the outside. This one is stuffed as well, and that's going to be Sneezy's last time out. And he really has got to find the stop here, Sandwich.
Couldn't have asked a better time to lock in. Obviously, the game clock a factor, but also holding T-Pig out just outside of field goal range here.
Trips left, shotgun set here for T-Pig. Let's see what he decides to do.
To throw, it's yours. Throws to the tight end.
Stepping up, tossing to the wide open man who's just going to take a knee to stay in bounds. And that's going to be the white flag flown for Big Sneezy. T-Pig going up 1-0 in what is now a best of 3 for the bronze medal here in the ECAC inaugural college football season. So Sneezy going to have to reverse sweep now if he wants to bring home the 3rd place trophy. But we can go ahead and swap over to MunDayne's game while Sneezy's setting up game 2 in his series. MunDayne, we're looking at 7-7 here. Just starting the 2nd quarter. Let me know when you're all set. Putting MunDayne's game on
MunDayne's POV here.
Perfect. So it is 2nd and goal for Pew from Bellarmine on Georgia. MunDayne playing Texas in this game 1 here. And remember, this one is a best of 5, so each player will be required to win with their 3. Win 1 game each with 3 of their unbanned teams. And MunDayne opening out here with Texas out of the gate.
Love to see MunDayne on those Texas Longhorns. It's a favorite of his. They've been banned throughout the playoffs here, so lucky to see him have it in the grand finals. Almost jumped that one. You can't believe it either.
Like it was about to be it looked like it was about to be a pick 6 there. Craziness. Just that's at least he knocks it down. It's 3rd and goal, but still, yeah, that's one of those ones that you want back. And just come up with that interception.
And add that to the highlight reel. MunDayne's been so close to so many defensive takeaways throughout this semester. Another one on the list there. Still looking good here on 3rd and goal.
Oh, there it is.
Yes, sir.
The interception from MunDayne in the end zone. A beautiful pick there. And he's just going to take a knee in the end zone, which is going to bring it out to the 20-yard line to start off this counter drive for MunDayne, looking to take the lead going into the half.
What is it? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. MunDayne jumps the route this time, coming away with the interception.
Not a bad gain there, 5 yards, despite the hole closing up very quickly there. As we are now seeing Big Sneezy's game 2 start. We can I think we'll stay with MunDayne here till halftime, maybe.
Yeah,
we
can say till the half. We can watch this drive. Oh my! Drive almost ended in a hurry with the fumble recovery there.
That other receiver was in the area and just a hero dives on that ball immediately. Wow.
Crisis averted for MunDayne here now on 1st and 10 from his own 35.
He has been plagued by these fumbles all season. They seem to come at the worst times. Blitz is picked up. He's got a man wide open on the right side and will make the catch and gets out and steps out of bounds instantly.
Yes, sir. Flipping the field. I did not catch who started with possession here, but obviously approaching the midpoint of this 2nd quarter, so you want to keep as much game clock on your side.
Great drag route there. Hits the man. Gets a 9-yard gain. Most of those yards after the catch. Really nice job there. MunDayne slicing up this zone defense so far from Pew.
If the coverage takes away throws downfield, just take what's underneath and let your receiver advance the football.
From the gun, they'll try.
Wow, excellent read
Good
from
stop
Pew.
that time from Pew, though.
Looked like he jumped almost right before the snap to get right at the run. Excellent call there.
Reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
This is the type of play that decides games.
3rd and 1 for MunDayne.
3rd and short from the
Got a pair of drag routes underneath. MunDayne needs to make the read. Which direction is Pew going to go here? Going to go on the ground instead and cross the plane for the first.
Yeah, good decision there. He knew he only needed a couple yards. Just keep it on the ground, keep it short, keep it simple. And MunDayne going to have a 1st and 10 from the 28.
Great job by the back knowing where they need to go. Nice having a hole you can get through and not have to just do it.
Once again, a little bit more data collection as well. Watching where Pew likes to play from that middle linebacker spot. Was able to spot him go running, committing to the run that time.
That's a lot of balls.
Scanning the field, it's yours. Fires to the right.
Ooh, that was very close to being dangerous. Just manages to sneak the ball in there to, I believe it was his tight end there to made the catch. And MunDayne going to now have a 1st and goal from the 4 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Wait, is there a 2-minute warning in college?
Yes, sir. We will hit the 2-minute
Okay,
timeout
all right, we got
here for MunDayne. It looks like he opted for chew clock. We'll find out immediately. Yeah, take us right to the 2-minute warning.
Away until the 2-minute warning.
Coach low, coach low, coach low.
For MunDayne,
Third in.
the way he's playing, he's got chew clock on already. He's daring
Scales at 3 bills.
Bellarmine here to call these timeouts early.
Line D.
Let's see how he executes in the red zone. It's been a point of contention throughout the regular season on 1st and goal.
Untouched.
Too
Oh,
easy.
beauty. A beauty of a run there by MunDayne. Going to go up by a touchdown after that one. Yeah, completely untouched. Walks right into the end zone. Beautiful stuff from MunDayne.
At the start of the semester, he was opting for power runs right up the gut, right through the line of scrimmage. As the semester progresses, he's done such a great job of varying his attack in the red zone. You've seen him improve throughout the semester with that more varied play calling.
The kickoff bounces through the end zone. They'll bring it out to the 25.
Update on BigSneezy's game 2. T-Pig did score first here, just got a pick 6. So it's 7-0 T-Pig with a little under 3 minutes to play in game 2 of Sneezy's matchup. That's Sneezy already down 1 game in the best of 3 for 3rd place. So we'll keep an eye on that game as well, as we see MunDayne starting off his first defensive, or actually 3rd, I guess, defensive stand against Pew's, Bellarmine's Pew player. Pew, the player from Bellarmine. How am I going to say that? Yeah, Pew, the player from Bellarmine.
MunDayne trying to get that middle linebacker in the perfect spot. Always starts heavy-handed on the run, but Bellarmine with nowhere to go right now.
Oh, fumble! And it's picked up by MunDayne off the ground. Oh, beautiful play there. Just great coverage downfield, sets that up, causes the quarterback to panic and run, and then just gets the ball stripped right out of his hands. MunDayne in full control now, Sandwich.
In prime scoring territory, a chance to leave already in field goal range and a minute and a half to play with here, looking to punch in 6 more after forcing Bellarmine to cough that one up.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, he breaks to the outside. The 20's got 1 man to beat. Gets caught up by the rest of the defense, but what an incredible run by MunDayne. A gain of about 20 or so.
Almost looked like it was
plenty of time before the half.
blown up right at the line of scrimmage. Denny had 2 almost get hands right there, number 13 to number 4. As we saw at the end of that instant replay. Instead, we're here at 1st and 10 from the 11.
I thought that was going to be a tackle for a loss, but here we are, 1st and 10.
Oh, my.
Oh, and once again, untouched into the end zone. MunDayne up by 2. We got the little dance, the little shimmy going on. MunDayne is feeling good right now. Welcome to everyone who just joined us. If you're just joining us, we are watching currently the ECAC College Football College Football EA Sports Championship. MunDayne from Your Post University taking on Pew from Bellarmine. MunDayne playing the Texas Longhorns here in Game 1. Also want to shout out MunDayne had a baby boy on Saturday, welcomed him into the family, his second kid. So big congratulations there for MunDayne. And he said he was gonna have his son coaching him today. So it looks like it's paying off so far, Sandwich.
Whatever that young man knows, it's certainly paying dividends here. Up 2 touchdowns already as we approach halftime. My goodness, 4 verts offense already coming out for Bellarmine, able to hit underneath.
Instantly calls the timeout after that 5-yard gain. I think MunDayne is perfectly happy to give up these 5 yards of play with only 38 seconds left in the half, Sandwich.
And Bellarmine already called one of their timeouts earlier in the half, so not very much ammunition to get downfield here for Bellarmine.
Dropping back, it's back.
Huge.
Oh,
It's broken
huge hit. Just levels the receiver, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. As we have an update on BigSneezy's Game 2 as well. T-Pig has scored again, so BigSneezy now need to be down 2 touchdowns. In Game 2, still in the first quarter, though, so plenty of time to play.
This next fight, let's look for an early or low.
MunDayne, I'm surprised he's not yet in the prevent 3 deep defense, still coming out in cover 4 here. Not quite 4 verts offense. I believe that's going to be illegal contact on MunDayne. We'll see it. Yeah, illegal contact on MunDayne there.
And that's going to give a free first down to Bellarmine. But still only 27 seconds left on the clock. Only 2 timeouts for Pew to work with. Really feels like Pew needs a score here, Sandwich, to end off the half.
Yeah, and the way he's playing here, I mean, obviously you want points at the end of the half regardless, but I'm pretty sure he knows in the back of his head he's not going to start with that football. Maybe a little too patient behind the line of scrimmage with the delay of game there.
We gotta hope, you know.
Yeah, MunDayne will take that one. That'll bring up 1st and 15.
Not too sure what Bellarmine are cooking that time, wanting to start 5 yards further back. Maybe more time for these Hail Marys to develop here. And another delay of game.
Interesting. Maybe this is some like big brain strategy here to have exactly the right amount of yards needed for some type of specific play. I don't know.
Hey, you don't get to the grand finals without a big brain player too, Denny. Hopefully it'll come out here in the last 27 seconds.
Finally snaps the ball on time here. Some pressure coming, has to get rid of it, and does so, but it's going to be an incomplete pass. That's going to bring up 2nd and 20 now, with 22 seconds on the clock.
Was brought down mid-pass, so incomplete rather than the clock going to continue running. Still going to have 3 attempts to go the length of the field here. A man open down the middle of the field, uncovered.
Wide open, completely uncovered. And that's going to be a touchdown for Pew from Bellarmine, keeping this one winnable.
It's like one of the safeties committed to that left sideline. As we mentioned, you got to have your CPUs locked in. You're playing that middle linebacker position, someone not on the same page back there, and touchdown, uncontested. Have to be locked in pre-snap, because by the time that miscommunication is there on defense, it's too late to user your way back and save the play.
11 seconds left. 81 yards to go. Do you go for something here, Sandwich, or do you just run the ball and go to the second half?
You've got 3 timeouts, and MunDayne certainly has a couple of plays in the back of his playbook to go the length of the field. If I'm him, I'm throwing everything we've got here.
Running out of time in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break.
It looks like he thinks otherwise. Maybe looking to rip off a big run on 1st and 10.
And the defense snows him under after a
Yep, no, just going to take us to halftime. I think that's smart. You don't want to give up a pick 6. Very low chance to actually be able to score with just that amount of time left, and you have the lead, so MunDayne going to go into halftime with a 7-point lead.
Maybe starting with that football in the 3rd quarter. That is house money. That's not the case here, though. Looks like he'll be kicking it off to start the 3rd.
The Longhorns will boot it away to start the second half.
You are right, Denny. MunDayne wanted to play it safe. Certainly don't want to end the half by giving up a pick 6. Going to believe in his defense here that already came up with an interception in this one.
Look at that barrier.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on
Sit
offense.
down, me, sit down, me, sit down,
They
me.
got a lot done through
Yeah,
the
very,
air
very,
in the
very,
first
very.
half, and they might need even more production here in the second.
I think they will, Reese. And I think
Not able to turn the corner on the defense, and that's a tackle for loss of 2 there for MunDayne.
winning one-on-one. They're just going to have to keep going back to
Got another update on BigSneezy's game. Unfortunately, he went down again by another score and was having some internet issues, so just decided to wave the white flag in game 2. So BigSneezy's going to finish in 4th place at the end of the college football season here for Post in his 1st season, by the way. So really strong showing from BigSneezy. Of course, definitely wanted more out of his playoff run, I think. But just getting 4th and completing the undefeated regular season was huge for Sneezy coming out here in his 1st season in competitive collegiate esports, and he'll definitely be back this fall. Might also play Madden for us as well, so we've got a lot of Madden and college football players on the squad, so we may be adding an additional one this fall. So really excited to see what BigSneezy has for us in future seasons. So GG's to him. But we're gonna stick with MunDayne for the rest of the night. And he's got a 7-point lead on defense right now.
MunDayne right now starting from that middle linebacker position once more. He's got all the safeties crossed and hands on the quarterback for a sack, a loss of 2. And it's harder to come up with these sacks. It's a lot easier in Madden and College Football 25. You spot the defense coming in, just press any button. Then you're hitting the middle of your throw, it'll be incomplete. So you're always happy to get a sack on the quarterback here.
Yeah, just a 2-yard loss, but anything is good, like you said. Better than that incompletion. Oh, the blitz coming. He's got to get rid of it quickly, and does so, but tackled quickly after the catch, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
Don't think Bellarmine are quite in 4th down territory yet. We've seen some games where both players are just keeping the offense out no matter what. Hopefully MunDayne's going to be able to test those waters here, get a stop on 3rd down.
Big play right here.
Wealth of adjustments coming out from Bellarmine. Spot some blood in the water. You see MunDayne on the secondary this time. Doesn't want to give up something from the safety spot. There's
Ooh,
that
and he
intentional
throws it
grounding.
away. Yeah, great. Yeah, great coverage there and pressure by MunDayne forces the early throwaway from Pew, and that's going to bring up 4th and 6. Probably going to go for it here. Yep.
Offense staying out. Bellarmine maybe not liking what they see from their defense. Instead, going to let the offense take the wheel here. Needs 6 to move the chains.
So it was a big play last down, but this is an even bigger play. If MunDayne's able to get the stop here and then score, game's all but over.
See now from this lineman spot. Surely Bellarmine can't settle for intentional grounding here, but they've got a man open.
Yeah, good job seeing the open man there, slicing through the zone coverage, finding the hole. And the pressure picked up by the offensive line that time from Pew, and really good job spotting the man there, getting the 1st down in that crucial situation.
And mano a mano there. MunDayne on the middle linebacker position. That's his middle of the field to be covering there. Bellarmine calling his shot there. Watching that he was going to go all in on the quarterback and getting the 1st down accordingly.
Yeah, good read that time by MunDayne, sensing the pass is going to be quick out to the left. Uses that defender over and makes the tackle. See some pre-snap adjustments coming out here for Bellarmine on this 2nd and 9.
Once again, MunDayne starting in the secondary. Now swaps to that middle linebacker position. Quick play from Bellarmine, throwing outside the numbers.
Yeah, it's a tough play to defend. The other receiver cutting across, kind of messing up the AI defense, those cornerbacks. And the quick pass out to the sidelines for Bellarmine is going to be good for 8 yards. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 1. Running play is going to pick up the first down, but not much else. And Bellarmine slowly but surely, Sandwich, advancing the ball downfield.
And MunDayne's certainly being tested here. You see him swapping to the cornerback, maybe reading a play outside the numbers. This time Bellarmine run it right up the middle of the field. Going to move the chains here.
Wants to throw on 1st down.
Dangerous throw, but it's perfect.
Wow. Makes the catch on the 1 yard line. Just barely gets that foot in bounds after hauling it in. Great catch by the Bellarmine receiver there. And now it's going to be 1st and goal for Bellarmine. This could have been such a different situation, Sandwich, if MunDayne was able to stop them on this 4th down, that 4th down earlier. But Bellarmine, nerves of steel, got the 1st down in that situation and is now 1 yard away from maybe tying up this game.
They've been playing with no fear, going right at MunDayne no matter where his user is at on defense. This time MunDayne coming up with a big stop on the goal line there for a loss of 3.
Yeah, huge anticipation. Great penetration by the linebacker into the backfield for a huge tackle for loss. And now Bellarmine going to look to maybe pass it here in a passing formation at least. See what he decides to do.
I'm taking a gander.
And got to be locked in. Want to time that drop back perfectly. Going to play the pass here from the middle linebacker spot.
Oh, and the route was really good by the receiver there from Bellarmine. And that's going to be a touchdown. And it looks like we're going to be tied up here, Sandwich.
Looked like MunDayne was going on the other drag route. So he misses when the second receiver cuts back to the left side of the field. And you're right, Denny. All tied up here with just a minute left to play in the 3rd. This clock management situation going to be so crucial here, as it has been repeatedly here in the playoffs.
But at least you have better grip than that, so I think that's a big start.
Now we've seen MunDayne take entire quarters to score 1 touchdown. Could be a possibility here. He hasn't brought it out in the playoffs, but it could be an option here if he doesn't immediately torch this Bellarmine defense.
Looking for a man. It's yours.
Yep.
Good pass out there. Great timing on that route as well.
Out comes the torch, and he steps out of bounds, so don't think we'll see MunDayne slow this game to a crawl, at least not just yet with that nice gain through the air.
Yeah, I think the game too close at this point, Sandwich. You want to just run your offense like you've been running it all season. You know, there's a reason MunDayne is in the finals tonight, and he's got a game plan, and now he's just got to execute on it. I think it's just, you know, call your standard plays. However long it takes you to score, however long it takes you to score at this point, I think.
And you put a lot of pressure on that strategy to work perfectly in a tie game for sure.
Ooh. Little bit late on that throw, I think, but the receiver just stands there and waits for it. Bellarmine's defense didn't collapse in time. That's going to be another big gain for MunDayne.
MunDayne taking big chunks out of this field already in the red zone. Might be able to score before we even hit the 4th quarter here.
And listen, when you're in Texas, you recruit at a high level. You usually get better dudes than you're playing.
It's got one in the backfield, motioning out the tight end.
That run is stuffed immediately for no gain, and that will likely bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So 5 minutes here, and we'll figure out who's going to win Game 1 in the College Football ECAC Championship game. We are all tied up, and headed into the 4th quarter. I mean, if you like watching high-level college football, you can ask for a much better game than this. Tied heading into the 4th quarter.
Both players going at each other. Bellarmine continuing to be unfazed. They didn't fall for MunDayne motioning out the tight end. Wonder what they're going to do from the middle linebacker spot here. They're going to jump the route.
The pass, and it's picked off. This could be a pick 6. Yep, he's going to outrun the quarterback, and it's a pick 6 for Pew from Bellarmine. MunDayne can't believe it. And now all the pressure on MunDayne to come back.
Not what you want to see. I mean, Pew has been electric from that middle linebacker spot. Putting his fingerprints all over this game. Lane's got to find a way to scheme him out of this one. We've seen Bellarmine try to throw outside the numbers, try to anticipate who the defense is using pre-snap and try to play away from that. Fortunately, that time MunDayne playing right into Pew's hands with the user pick six.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line.
Bellarmine have been heavy-handed, reading these runs up the middle and trying to cover up these passes in the middle of the field as well. Want to see MunDayne continuing to run to the outside, continue to pass to the outside. That's where you have that success. You put a lot of pressure on Bellarmine to pick the right play pre-snap.
Great run by MunDayne. Nice spin move, breaks one tackle, and a first down right away on the ground for MunDayne, trying to get back into this one.
Once again, you run through that A-gap, not directly through the middle of the line of scrimmage. Q continuing to be heavy-handed for these runs right up the middle.
MunDayne in a passing formation here. It is going to be a pass. Pressure coming, gets it out of his hand, but it's going to be an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Man, uncovered. The running back was blocked up as well. No option, no release valve that time, and it'll be 2nd and 10 following the incompletion. Got some drag routes underneath. He's got some deep routes as well. B could be a problem.
Well, once again, the
time.
pressure gets to MunDayne's quarterback, and yeah, no, exactly what you said, Sandwich. No time for those routes to develop, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Are we in 4th down territory still?
For
Sandwich, or I should say now for MunDayne. Yeah.
For sure. You want to see him keep the offense out here. If not, he'll be forced to call these timeouts a little bit early into this 4th quarter than he'd like.
Oh, good quick pass there. Great adjustment that time by MunDayne. He saw the pressure was getting to his quarterback early, so he was ready with the quick pass this time and moves the chains, gets the first down.
This time the release valve wide open. Didn't get caught looking downfield and able to move the chains. No 4th down territory just yet for MunDayne.
Over the middle. Hits the receiver and another first down for MunDayne.
Those quick go routes from the tight end, they've been a staple of offenses throughout the regular season and into the playoffs. You force the middle linebacker user to pick it up immediately. If not, you throw it underneath the defense.
Oh, he finds his man. He's open. Makes the catch, but goes down out of bounds at the 1. A great throw that time by MunDayne. I saw he had an open man underneath, but you say, I can go straight for the end zone here. Why not?
Want to throw underneath the defense, potentially yards after catch curl around the defender. Didn't happen that time, but MunDayne in excellent scoring position here.
Almost punches it in, but not quite enough. And that's going to bring up 2nd and goal on that little, is that called a jet sweep, Sandwich?
Yes, sir. Motioning that receiver to catch that handoff there. Happy it's not a TFL. Those could happen if the defense is able to anticipate that. That MunDayne still in great striking distance here.
That's going to be a tackle for a loss, though. Loss of 3, and that's going to bring up 3rd and goal. So now you're starting to sweat a little bit, Sandwich. MunDayne has historically struggled a bit in the red zone, trying to punch in those last few yards. So let's see if he decides. Really curious to see if he decides to go with a running or a pass play here. The last 2 running plays not worked out, so let's see what he calls here.
On MunDayne, you want to stay locked in. We've seen BigSneezy throughout the regular season. Doesn't matter if you call run and get stopped on all 3 downs. You stay consistent with running that football. But MunDayne looking to do some damage through the air. He's got a whole lot of short crossing routes at his disposal on this one. Nice play. It does look like Bellarmine in the passing defense here. Can spot that user from Bellarmine on the left side of the field. MunDayne maybe looking to play outside of him.
Oh, gets the catch. Gain of 3, but it's not enough to get in the end zone. That's going to bring up 4th and goal from the 1 sandwich. Maybe the game right here, honestly.
Deja vu. It's where MunDayne started on 1st and goal. All roads leading to Rome, and MunDayne now looking to convert on 4th and goal from the 1. He was able to play away from Bellarmine, the user that he was lurking on the left side of the field. Want to see him work more of that magic here. If you can do it with the tight end, that's a nice big target away from any user defenders. Could be just what MunDayne ordered here.
Yep, he's going to bring us down to the 2-minute warning. Reset the play clock, really thinking about what play he wants to call here. All important. 4th and goal.
MunDayne in a tough spot.
your-
Obviously, he needs to score, but 6 timeouts between both teams, at least taking away that 2-minute warning, make it as hard as you can for Bellarmine to score if you come away with the tying touchdown here.
Look for annihilation this next fight.
Certainly eyeing Y and the running back out of the backfield if he's open.
And there it is. Touchdown, MunDayne. He needed all 4 downs from the 1-yard line, but he finally punches it in. And a huge sigh of relief. You see MunDayne there on the top right of your screen. Definitely needed that one. And we are going to be tied pending the extra point, which is good. And it's 28-all with less than 2 minutes to play in game 1 sandwich.
A sigh of relief for MunDayne, but he is far from out of the woods yet, Denny. He's won a couple of nail biters in OT, but his defense going to have to lock in for 2 minutes, plus the 6 timeouts between both squads. Depending on how Bellarmine's offense looks early, you might see MunDayne wave the white flag a little bit, call his timeouts early to leave as much game clock for a last-second touchdown.
Yeah, you also want to try to keep them out of field goal range as well, because a field goal with 0 seconds on the clock will still win it. Bellarmine does not have to get a touchdown here. Good run to start things off for Bellarmine, 8-yard gain, but that's going to keep the clock moving. And MunDayne not going to call a timeout here. Going to just let the clock roll.
And heads-up play from MunDayne on the tackle, playing from the sideline. Don't leave any possibility of running out of bounds here and stopping the game clock.
Quick pass over to the right, and that one is going to go out of bounds. And just about at midfield now for Bellarmine. This drive keeps on going. So if you're Bellarmine, I think it is possible here to maybe score 2 quickly and leave too much time on the clock for MunDayne to come back and maybe win it with a 2-point conversion. Obviously, I'm thinking really far ahead here, but these games have been extremely offensively minded. Quick pass out to the left. Oh, and all the
Huge
tacklers taking up. Finally brings him down at the 26-yard line, but a huge gain for Pugh on Georgia, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 26. Pretty much in field goal range here, Sandwich. So pending a turnover, Bellarmine probably perfectly happy to just run the clock down to 1 second and then try to keep this ball in the middle of the field and take a field goal. But MunDayne going to start calling the timeouts now. Does not want to allow him to bring it all the way down to 0 seconds.
Out goes his first timeout, Denny. He's going to need stops on this set of downs. Bellarmine are able to move the chains. They'll have enough downs and time to score that field goal with 000s on the game clock here.
Just going to throw, quick throw out to the right, a gain of 1 or 2, I think, and an instant timeout from MunDayne. Yeah, gain of 1, that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Both players playing this correctly. Pugh not taking any risks. MunDayne instantly calling these timeouts. Going to keep as much time as possible on the clock. Needs to get a stop here, though, Sandwich.
Yes.
He's going to need some perfection on 3rd and 4. He reads the pass. Oh, he had a chance. He didn't commit to the right drag route.
Yeah, threads the needle in between 3 defenders there, and that's going to be a 1st down for Bellarmine. Do you just kick the field goal here, Sandwich? Yeah, you just chew clock, and then maybe just take a knee in the middle of the field with 1 second left, and then you just kick the field goal, right?
Yeah, you have all 3 timeouts.
Yeah, you just run it up the gut, take the
Bellarmine.
knee. Just call a timeout at 1 second, kick the field goal here for the win. Easy peasy for Bellarmine here at the end of this one.
understands he's in a rock and a hard place. I mean, obviously
You
with
gotta
the
just
field
block
position,
the field goal at this
yeah.
rate. Yeah, there's no other way around it. You gotta block the field goal.
There's a timeout to ice the field goal kicker. Should get the closer, more dramatic field goal kick camera angle, even though it is just a 9-yarder. Although, no, never mind. Bellarmine coming in the QB kneel formation.
Yeah, they're gonna kneel one more time.
And a second kneel down as they drain the clock, and the field goal kicker will
Yeah, might as well bring it down to 1 seconds. Yep, there it is. 3 seconds left. Here we go. MunDayne's got to have the field goal block of his life. We've seen it happen before, but it's not going to happen here. And Bellarmine will take game 1 of Nail Biter in the finals here, Sandwich. It's going to be 31-28. Bellarmine goes up by 1 in this best of 5. Let's see if MunDayne can bounce back. But now we see Bellarmine won with Georgia, so now they're no longer allowed to use Georgia for the rest of this series. So we're going to see MunDayne, of course, can swap to another team if he'd like, or he can stick with the Texas Longhorns. So Sandwich, why don't you go ahead and give your thoughts? I will be right back. And then feel free to take us to the BRB screen once you're done talking, and then we'll wait for MunDayne to start game 2.
Yeah, MunDayne in a rock and a hard place. We talked about needing that masters in game clock management. It's so important in these college football 25 matchups with how short the quarters are. You can end up staring down the barrel of a game and clock situation that is just unwinnable. MunDayne in that spot there, unfortunately, looked really good on offense, but the possessions and the game clock didn't quite line up in his favor, folks. We will be right back with game 2 of a long one, ladies and gentlemen. MunDayne wants to come away with that first place trophy, already down 0-1 in this best of 5 series to do so. We'll be back with game 2 when we return.
All right, hello everyone. We are back with game 2 of the ECAC College Football Championships. My name is Coach Denny. If you're just joining us, I'm joined by Sandwich tonight. We just saw the completion of the first game in this best of 5 series between Post University's MunDayne and Bellarmine University's Pew. And as we are getting some adjustments here from MunDayne to start off this one, but a very, very close game 1, Sandwich. Bellarmine's Pew was able to get the last possession of the game in a tie game with the time ticking down, gets it into field goal range, kneels down calls a timeout with 3 seconds to go, and then just kicks the safe field goal to win it with 0 seconds left. So if you're MunDayne, obviously feeling bad about game 1, you want it to come away with a W. Is a really close one, but really close loss, not as bad as getting blown out. You don't feel like you can hang with this guy, right? So MunDayne really got to dig deep here and try to even this one up at 1 apiece, because you do not want to go down 0-2 and put your opponent on match point.
Yeah, and like you said, Denny, MunDayne was a close game, and he had the largest lead in that game 1 in the middle of the second quarter. As both players get out of their pregame adjustments here. MunDayne once again starting with the ball in the first quarter, so a lot of pressure on him to execute immediately. And even though he lost game 1, Denny, he still opted for the swap going on to these Ohio State Buckeyes here.
Yeah, so a little bit confusing if you were watching game 1. MunDayne was Texas. Now Pew from Bellarmine is Texas, and MunDayne has swapped from Texas now onto Ohio State. So MunDayne in the white jerseys, Ohio State, Bellarmine Pew in the orange jerseys from Texas. So here we go. First play from scrimmage, a 1-yard loss on the running play from MunDayne. That's going to be 2nd and 11.
And like I mentioned, a lot of pressure to convert early. But at this early on in the game, the pressure is just to score at all. More often in the end of the game, there's pressure to score and quickly. So not a bad spot for MunDayne to be starting from here.
Looking to pass. It's Howard.
As his man, nice catch. Wow, avoids the first defender as well, who might have been able to pop it loose. And a big spinning catch there for MunDayne's Buckeyes, and that will move the chains. First down.
Picturesque rocket catch. Throw it a little bit downfield. You leave space for your receiver to come back to the route and catch it overhead. MunDayne doing that brilliantly there in between 3 defenders.
Second running play called on first down for MunDayne. This one is going to be a pickup of 3. And that'll bring up 2nd and 7. I like MunDayne running the ball on first down. He's now done that twice so far in the start of this game. It's going to idea, obviously, to open up a little bit more shorter passing plays to be able to get that first down. So I think that's what MunDayne's trying to do with these first down runs. And now, once again, opening up the field with the pass on 2nd down. Hits the tight end in stride, and this is going to be another first down for MunDayne.
Got to keep the defense thinking. Bellarmine have not swapped from user defense on that middle linebacker spot. So you got to keep varying up the play calls, not just the run or the pass, but are we throwing and running to the left or right of the field? Keep Pew guessing from that middle linebacker spot on what direction the offense is going.
And MunDayne's first down runs getting better and better. First one was a loss for 1, second was a gain of 3, and now here we see a gain of 5 on the first down run. So MunDayne getting better and better on the ground as we advance along the field in this first drive, Sandwich.
That's what you want to see. Obviously, offense through the air is so good to take space, but it's offense on the ground as how you take control of the game clock, take control of the time, which was such a huge factor in game 1 there.
Yeah, MunDayne didn't like what he saw downfield, just throws it away. That's a good marker of a disciplined college football / Madden player. Don't try to force something if you don't see it. Just play it safe. And that is barely going to get across the line there. A nice, solid run from MunDayne will move the chains again, and he's going to have 1st and 10 from the 25.
No fear for MunDayne. Could have opted to keep the offense down on 4th down if it was a 4th and 1 or 4th and inches scenario. Not going to have to worry about that yet here in the first quarter as he moves the chains.
This drive so far over the 2-minute mark, so MunDayne really holding on to the ball well. was hoping I didn't jinx it there. But I did not. Gain of 5 on that run.
MunDayne running on first down, but this time to the left of the line of scrimmage. Didn't have a man advantage. Only one receiver down there to block for him, but still able to gain a nice 5-yard piece there for 2nd and 5.
First down, it's 2nd and 5.
Shotgun handoff, wide open, hole up the middle, and a huge gain of about 20 yards. That's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 6. And MunDayne's first red zone appearance here, Sandwich.
I see him exorcise some demons. Needed to go all the way to 4th and goal to score last trip into the red zone. See how he responds here on 1st and goal from the 6.
It's going to be a run. Can't quite squeak through the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a loss of 1. 2nd and goal now.
And the blockers on the 2nd level looked really good with those receivers. Only problem is couldn't get past the 1st level. A couple blocks shed right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you mentioned MunDayne can sometimes take a whole quarter to score. Yeah.
That's what the doctor
We're
ordered.
seeing a little bit of that here. Ooh, didn't quite like those holes there. Had a little hole in front of the next to the guard there. Didn't want to fully commit to it as the linebackers were waiting in the secondary. And no gain on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 6.
It's like he thought about cutting it to the right side of the field, but saw the hole open. Only problem is it closed just as soon as it opened up there. It's 3rd and goal still from the 6-yard line.
A lot of pre-snap adjustments here from MunDayne. Putting a lot of thought into this play call. But pressure comes immediately, and he just let go of the ball pretty much immediately and still messed up the throw. That was only a 2-step drop, and they were already on top of him. So big pressure from Bellarmine. And you almost get the feeling that, yeah, just going for it here on 4th down. Does not want to take the 3 points. Big play right here for both players.
And Bellarmine throwing a lot of pressure. You see them bring the safety right up to the line of scrimmage. You wonder if it's a bait or a feign. Bellarmine might fall back for the pass.
But this time it's picked up. Oh, but there's a flag
illegal
on
contact
the play.
for
Let's see what it
sure.
is. Defensive pass interference. A huge flag for Bellarmine because that throw would have been on the money, but the receiver held up by someone back there. MunDayne's offensive line did a phenomenal job of picking up the pressure at that time, and now we're seeing an almost 4-minute long drive for MunDayne to start off this game, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 1, Sandwich.
MunDayne the beneficiary of a
And he's
penalty.
going to punch it in right away on 1st down. MunDayne does not need all 4 downs this time, and gets bailed out a little bit with the penalty, but we take those, and MunDayne going to go up 7-0 after the PAT.
All's well that ends well for MunDayne. Yeah, we mentioned it earlier in the show, Denny. You are correct. There goes that almost entire quarter on that opening drive there for MunDayne. Want to see how his defense responds here. I thought Bellarmine did an excellent job of scheming MunDayne's user defense out of the play. Just wherever MunDayne's on the user defense, just run the offense on the opposite side of the field, whether he was on the middle linebacker, on the cornerback, even from the secondary. Bellarmine did a great job of spotting literally where MunDayne is pre-snap and operating their offense accordingly.
All right, almost an entire quarter of play for that one drive. Let's see what Pew can do now. First time with the ball here in game 2. Oh, it's a screen. Oh, missed tackle. And that's going to be a 9-yard gain for Pew. Missed tackle by that cornerback was pretty big.
9 and change, and that's the sort of penalty you incur when you're not in the right spot early. MunDayne tries to switch to the cornerback and make the user tackle, but he's not quite in position, and he misses an easy one there to bring about 2nd and inches.
Ooh, good tackle. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1. A little bit of a loss there.
MunDayne's defense able to spot the fake jet sweep and bring us back to 3rd and 1 here.
Oh, she's so low. Going down.
MunDayne looking good so far, but on 3rd and short, Bellarmine going to have virtually the entire playbook to work with here.
Silver half. Getting up real quick. No hook.
It's going to be a run. Gets through the line of scrimmage to the 1st down. And didn't want to go for much more than that. Just dives down.
Fumble could be lurking behind any tackle with these Heisman sliders. So wise play from Bellarmine there. Just lock in the 1st down. Don't need anything more.
Yeah, sometimes the winner of these games is the player that makes the least number of mistakes or gets the least amount of bad luck. And you can kind of make your own luck by, you know, whenever possible, just simply avoid getting tackled altogether. Slide down, run out of bounds. Like you said, Sandwich, you never know when a fumble's going to come. We've seen a few so far. So you can never be too careful, especially in the championship game.
Possible to predict, really hard to plan for as well. MunDayne looking to plan on defense. The pair of drag routes had to pick his poison that time and gives up one through the air.
Yeah, also credit to Pew that time for seeing the defender coming in with a full head of steam for that huge tackle and just rolls on the ground. Did not even want to risk the fumble at all. And I honestly don't blame him there.
Yeah, play under.
It's going to be a run out to the right. Cuts back, and only for a pickup of 1.
MunDayne now have to, down in distance in the back of Bellarmine's head here. If they can somehow score and take all 4:30 from the 2nd quarter clock, they'll start with the football in the 3rd quarter and can blow up a huge go from 1 touchdown down to a touchdown up, depending on how they time it here.
Receiver's getting caught up a little bit. Oh, the defender's getting caught up on each other right there. And Bellarmine sees it and hits the receiver. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 31.
Remember the secondary running into one of the middle linebackers, your faster defender running into your slower one. Not quite the link up you want to see on defense for MunDayne there.
Go ahead and look for yeah, we can hop orbit.
There's a man open on the left-hand side of the field. Breaks 1 tackle, but can't get away from the other defenders. Still gets the 1st down, though. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for Bellarmine at the 20.
And once again, all the action, a lot of routes going away from the numbers towards the sideline. MunDayne from the middle linebacker spot, not a factor there because of the user defense.
What?
Wow, what? What?
Huge penetration into the backfield there by the D lineman, but then the running back just somehow gets through it. And a huge pickup for Bellarmine. MunDayne can't believe it. I don't blame him. And that's going to bring up 1st and goal from the 4 for Bellarmine. But if they manage to score on these set of plays here, Sandwich, then see a little bit of shoot clock here, but MunDayne still with all 3 timeouts will have probably plenty of time to work with to score in response. But a great start to this goal line stand from MunDayne, getting the penetration there from the D lineman, and it's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, and that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
Now MunDayne has to be thinking in the back of his head, how much stock are we putting on our defense here? Do we want to give up a touchdown immediately, potentially go back and score one instantly, or risk Bellarmine taking all these 2 minutes to score 1 and then starting the 3rd quarter at a tie game?
Yeah, I think you just, if it starts going under a minute, I think you just start using your timeouts here, Sandwich. That's what I would do. And then if you can control the ball, then you can go out of bounds and whatnot. So good coverage here. Forced to throw it away. That's going to be incomplete. Very close to a fumble, though, and that's going to bring up 3rd and goal from the 7. For close to a fumble, also close to a sack. Bellarmine did not want to give up that huge sack for a loss. Make it that much harder to score, but big play here.
And because of the incompletion, the clock stopped as well. So MunDayne's certainly going to go all in on his defense coming up big here. Dangerous
What was
ball.
that? He just threw it in the middle of everybody. I'm surprised nobody caught that from either team. There was about 7 jerseys in the area there. That's going to bring up 4th and goal. So Hugh definitely going to go for it here. No, actually,
Field goal unit
wow.
comes out.
I'm so surprised. He kicks the field goal. A little bit of a concession there from Bellarmine. That's only the 2nd field goal of the entire match so far. The first one, of course, the game winner that we saw at the end of game 1. But, yeah, Bellarmine taking the points there and didn't want to push his luck and go for the 4th down play.
And
As
they
we see a
now
fair catch off the kickoff.
in the driver's seat with a chance. I mean, a field goal obviously maintains the 1 possession game, but a chance to open up a 2-score game with 3 timeouts and a minute 49 to go the length of the field here for a touchdown.
Yeah, holding Bellarmine to the field goal there was it's got to feel like a huge win for MunDayne, because the offenses of both teams have been just absolutely sizzling so far in this matchup. So anytime you can get a stop, even just holding them to 3 points, is huge.
Excellent catch.
Good catch there. Gets away from the first defender as well, and an excellent start to this drive from MunDayne.
Once again, the rocket catch from that crossing route. You catch it underneath the secondary. You open up a yards after the catch opportunity. A chance for MunDayne to get a couple of extra yardage, getting out to midfield at exactly the 50.
First and 10. It's going to be a run. Finds the hole, but it's a gain of 4. And that'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the 45.
Knocking on the door of field goal range. Every down after that, you're playing with house money because you can leave the half with a field goal in your back pocket and at least keep the game at a 1-possession score here.
Oh, good pass that time. Once again, like you said, Sandwich catching it in front of the secondary and then opening up a couple yards after the catch. Not trying to go for the end zone here, not trying to do anything too risky. Just move the chains. Keep this drive going. This one's going to be a run. No gain. And now we're under a minute left in the half. MunDayne perfectly content to let this clock tick down, Sandwich.
Looks like he heard what we were referring to here. He's playing with house money already in field goal range. He may look to get a little bit closer to that end zone before calling some timeouts, or at least find out if he can get that close before calling some timeouts to punch it in. Dangerous ball.
Ooh, yeah, a little bit off on that pass. I think MunDayne honestly just breathing a sigh of relief that one wasn't picked off, as you want it to go on the outside of the defender there, more towards the middle of the field with that throw. Ends up throwing it towards the defender, and yeah, MunDayne lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Incompletion means the clock stops for MunDayne. Certainly making the best of a bad situation. A huge completion.
Beautiful work that time from MunDayne, and just jukes out of bounds. Didn't want to risk the fumble after that big gain. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 10-yard line with 31 seconds to play in the half. Now at this point, Sandwich, it's a real balance for MunDayne. If you score now, you give the ball back to Bellarmine with all 3 timeouts and enough time for Bellarmine to score back, and he's gonna just punch it in. Forget about it. If you can score, score. I'm being too big brain here. MunDayne just punches it in with the run, and we'll go up 14-3 with 27 seconds left in the first half. All the pressure now on Bellarmine, Sandwich.
MunDayne not looking to overcomplicate the defense. Now we saw Bellarmine score we were looking at him confuse that big brain play, taking several penalties to open up space in the secondary.
Yeah, I
I
still
won't
don't
be
know what that was
surprised
about.
if we see MunDayne maybe using from the secondary immediately, not playing from the middle linebacker spot. Maybe we see the prevent 3 deep defense coming out here early just to make sure there's no trickeration at the end of the half again.
Maybe you had to go to the bathroom or something. Maybe it was like nothing big brain at all. Maybe it was just like, wow, I really just need to like step away for a second here. I'll just take a couple penalties. Good coverage here, but not much pressure. Finally, the D linemen get through, and no, he gets away and is able to throw it away. Incredible. MunDayne cannot believe it. How is that even possible, Sam? When he breaks 2 tackles basically at the end zone. MunDayne almost got a safety there. So he dropped back 25 yards and
My
somehow
goodness.
throws it away. Bellarmine dodging a huge bullet there.
Would have pinned him at the
We'll have another
3-yard line, but instead it'll be 2nd and 10. And yeah, you see MunDayne moving that middle linebacker back, thinking about playing the pass here at all costs.
Good coverage once again. Going to go for the deep ball. This one is covered well, though. It's to be picked off by MunDayne, so no end of the half scoring for Bellarmine. Great timing there on the user interception. Let's see if MunDayne decides to push his luck and try to go for even more points with only 10 seconds to go. He has all 3 timeouts, or if he's just going to call a running play and bring us to the half.
Even one big play to flip the field is possible in 10 seconds to sneak into field goal range. MunDayne looking for that here.
Ooh. Knocked out of his hands right after the catch, and so it's going to be an incomplete pass. 6 seconds to play in the half. 2nd and 10, although the downs don't really matter at this point. You're trying to get it to the end zone on this play right here, Sandwich.
Correct. Boom or bust for MunDayne here. He didn't come out in 4 verts, so he may have a play call he's got just in mind for this moment.
Yeah, looks like he's going to take a shot. Let's see if it pays off.
Going in. Good point, good point.
Nope. Nope, he's not even going to call timeout. That's going to be halftime. And MunDayne definitely happy with this one. Going into the second half with a 11-point lead. But we'll be kicking off. So Bellarmine will have the ball to start this 3rd quarter, and we'll get this first possession.
Love where you at. If you're MunDayne, it's a completely different ball game compared to the down and the score and situation in the second half of game 1. MunDayne can play it incredibly safe here, at least on the offensive end, just because of how slow he can play the ball. He can take a whole quarter to score again, and even if it's a field goal, it would still be a tough shell for Bellarmine to crack here to get back in this one.
I'm going to play towards Maine over here.
You ain't lying, because you only got so many possessions here in the
Good run there from Bellarmine to start off this one, an 8-yard gain.
every single one. Put your best plays together. Start this drive.
You got
MunDayne certainly not how he wanted to start 1st and 10 in the second half, but if he can force Bellarmine to take a lot of game clock off of this
Blitz is
timer.
picked up. He's running, finally gets rid
Wow.
of it, and he makes the catch. Wow, an incredible play from Bellarmine. Thought that play was just going to be dead, or he's going to throw it away, but the receiver comes back to meet the quarterback where he was and makes a great catch. Ball almost touched the ground even there. But a huge gain for Bellarmine to start off this 3rd quarter. That's exactly what you're looking for if you're Bellarmine, to get back into this one, make it a 10-14 game.
Flipping the field in a play. Gonna remind MunDayne that this is still the big championship game. This is not any regular season kind of opponent. This is serious considerations here. Another big gain through the air for Bellarmine.
Yeah, another first down, hits the receiver on the left-hand side. And that's going to work out 1st and goal from the 9. Sometimes it can feel like, players just got your number, just knows what coverage you're running, and it's just completing every pass. But all it takes is one fumble or one interception to completely flip the momentum. And I think that's what MunDayne needs right here.
Less field to defend, harder for Bellarmine to scheme MunDayne out of the defense.
Oh, and it's a fumble!
Wow.
The ball's
No
loose,
way.
nobody's there!
No one is
Someone
there.
fall on it! Finally! MunDayne recovers! Oh my god, that ball was just sitting there forever, Sandwich! Oh.
No way.
Wow.
The line of scrimmage paralyzed following the fumble. MunDayne eventually able to
man,
recover.
They were all stuck in those animations. That was so funny. Everyone was just like slowly getting up, like, the ball's be there, guys. Fall on it. Ah. Oh man, that was so funny. But MunDayne takes the ball back. Exactly what I just said, Sandwich. All it takes is one fumble, right? Did I not just say that?
Just what
The
Denny
caster's
ordered
blessing
you.
that time. Caster's blessing.
now, MunDayne, if he was in the driver's seat before, what is he, in the conductor's chair right now? In an excellent position here to score a third touchdown.
He's driving the police car now. Like, he's fully in control. Oh, didn't see anything he liked downfield. Just gonna take a sack there. That's gonna bring up 3rd and 12 though. MunDayne a little bit on the back foot to start off this drive. Now, do you punt it away here, Sandwich, if it goes to 4th down with the lead that you have? Or do you really try to just push it down?
If I'm him in this position, a turnover on downs right at the 20-yard line, basically nullify that turnover. Your defense got you. You want to give a chance for your defense to succeed, maybe get another game-breaking takeaway. You got to punt to provide that space for it.
Big play right here. Pressure coming.
Wow,
immediate. Again. And that's going to bring up 4th and 18. And yeah, MunDayne's got a big decision to make here. I think for sure you punt it away here, Sandwich.
Especially after the TFL for a loss of 6. Going to have your opponent start at your own 14. Cannot afford that, especially with how MunDayne's defense has been playing. Obviously, the fumble recovery earlier, but that's not the only turnover this defense has been able to come away with.
Yep, and we will see the first punt of the match tonight. I believe.
Very rarely is it advised to punt, but obviously 4th and humongous from your own 14 could not be a larger sign to punt the football there.
A great punt too, by the way. Gonna put Bellarmine back at the 38-yard line. So a great defensive stand there by Bellarmine, getting 2 straight sacks on that defensive stand, and they're gonna basically just go backwards about 60 yards or so before the fumble. Short pass underneath, picked up by the defense for a gain of 7.
MunDayne laying down the hit stick as the middle linebacker spotted that catch the whole way. Didn't bring about a fumble recovery, but MunDayne making his presence felt, even though he wasn't able to get hands on the football, got hands on the receiver there.
Yeah, Bellarmine will take that though. Get a solid 7-yard gain. It's a good play every time. 2nd and 3 now. A little over 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
MunDayne a little home cooking on this defensive setup, switching looked like the middle linebacker and the cornerback there on that
protection this time. Defense finally gets through, and the pass is complete to the receiver. That's going to be a gain of about 20, it looks like. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 at the 35. So good job by Bellarmine, just staying in the pocket despite the pocket kind of collapsing towards the end of that drop back. But keeps a cool head, finds his man.
Bellarmine even has MunDayne have rattled them, have been playing with no fear, not afraid to, like you said, make the throw as the pocket collapsing or throw just past MunDayne on the user defense. They've been hard to rattle here.
Oh, missing the tackle. Had the read on that play, but just came in a little bit too hot. And good job by Bellarmine ducking away from that incoming tackle and turning what would have been about a 3-yard gain into a 10-yard gain. And now we see 1st and 10 from the 25. It's going to be a sweep, and he's got the speed to turn the corner and does so, and out of bounds at the 8-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and goal, pretty much exactly where we saw Bellarmine a couple minutes ago, Sandwich.
Deja vu for MunDayne. Surely he's hoping for another turnover on the defensive side of the football right now on 1st and goal. His defense has done its job, though, by a whole lot of time to get off this game clock, almost taking us to the start of the 4th quarter here.
Yeah, and honestly, anytime you can go this long into a college football game, holding your opponent to just 3 points is a huge W. MunDayne's defense playing phenomenal so far in game 2. Oh, huge stop here as well. Big tackle for loss. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal. MunDayne read that one all the way, Sandwich.
Pugh from the running back stopped to survey the field. Only problem is all the blocks were shed. There was not a gap anywhere for him to run. That's crushed now for 3rd and goal from the 7.
Good coverage so far. Quarterback stepping up, and now MunDayne just going to go for
sir.
it. And he gets the sack. Another tackle for loss with the sack there, and that's going to bring up 4th and goal. Definitely going for it here, Sandwich. Pew does not really have the time anymore in this game to only come away with the 3 points. Yep, there we go. Going for it. He's got 3 receivers out to the left. Shotgun formation. This is a huge play, Sandwich.
And MunDayne, a huge win on 3rd down, going right at the quarterback, coming up with the tackle after missing one earlier in the drive. Still got to come away with one more stop, but he'll at least have to do it at the start of the 4th quarter. Again, even if he gives up a score here, he's in excellent position to score potentially with field goal with triple zeros or a touchdown. He's in the driver's seat here, even if Bellarmine are able to come away with a touchdown here on 4th down.
Yep. MunDayne's got to, no matter what happens here in this play, MunDayne's got to be good with running the football once he gets the ball back, no matter what happens on this play. But either way, MunDayne will get the ball back after this play. And it's going to be a timeout called by Bellarmine. Didn't like what he saw there, the defensive set that MunDayne was bringing out, so he's going to reset it. That blown timeout could come back to haunt him, Sandwich.
Especially if he comes away with a touchdown here. You score, but at what cost? You were right, and it could come back to bite him. If you get past that 2-minute warning, and then you got one less timeout to try to put a stop together at the last moment. Running out of time on the pre-snap game clock. 2 seconds left, and it's an delay of game.
Practice range.
Oh, it is. I wasn't sure what that was. Oh, yeah, they're just going to kick it. Wow. I'm very surprised at this, Sandwich. That's going to make this game an 8-point game. So I guess still 1 touchdown if you manage to convert on the 2-point conversion. But yeah, it's very surprising. Bellarmine kicking now what is only the 3rd field goal of the match. And now if MunDayne's able to wind down this clock with the running game, this game is all but over. Bellarmine very confident in his defense, apparently.
Yeah, he'll need to come away with a massive win on defense almost immediately to even have a chance in this one, and that's going to be pretty hard. You mentioned it, Denny. Running the football, turning on that shoe clock on the coaching settings there, certainly going to be at the top of MunDayne's mind here on this drive. Going to be hard to come away with a turnover, an interception, a fumble recovery with that sort of offensive mindset for MunDayne here.
No chew clock is kind of crazy, though.
He did have a TFL on 1st down. Maybe he doesn't want to risk giving up the football with still over 4 minutes here in the 4th.
Ooh, good pass and catch. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4. Not quite enough for the 1st, though, after the tackle for loss.
I love an offense that wants to stay aggressive. Even when you've got the lead in a game like this, right? You still try to find your playmakers and get them the ball in space, and that is exactly what this offense has been
3rd and 4 for MunDayne. Not quite 4th down territory. He certainly could, just because of how close he is to the 1st down marker here, and it looks like he won't need it.
Great play, picking up the 1st down. Every 1st down MunDayne acquires just puts that much more pressure on Pew.
And those coaches,
And honestly,
suggestions
Sorry,
out there,
go ahead.
shoe clock being turned on for MunDayne following that 1st down conversion.
yeah, I think he was just waiting for that first down. This is going to bring us to probably about 3:45, if I had to guess, left in the 4th. Okay, 3:50.
Then we'll certainly
And
take a lot of those extra 10 seconds remaining to snap it here.
yep, MunDayne going to keep it on the ground. Keep the clock rolling, but it's going to be a tackle for loss. A good stop again by Pew, setting them back about 2 yards.
And Bellarmine reminding MunDayne, you got to play him honest. A 2nd straight TFL on 1st and 10 might bring about a passing formation for MunDayne here.
Oh, he's going to run it again. He wants to just suck more time out of this clock, but that's going to bring up 3rd and 11. I think you kind of have to air it out here, Sandwich.
Correct. You don't want to opt to go for it on 4th down if you can help it here on your own side of the field. And have to gain 11 yards the old-fashioned way here on 3rd down.
Yeah, Pew is playing this one cool, though. He knows that. Oh,
Wow.
great pass there. Barely gets it past the defender. That pass was on a dime, Sandwich.
Talked about Bellarmine, not afraid to go at MunDayne on user defense. MunDayne hitting him with a dose of his own medicine. Bellarmine was on that member of the secondary the whole way. MunDayne just with picture-perfect placement on the pass.
Yep, and that is not quite going to take us down to the 2-minute warning. MunDayne will have to run one more play here. But it is going to bring us very close. And Bellarmine still sticking to this hope that he's down, just a single score after the but a huge run out the right-hand side. MunDayne going to try to stay in bounds here and avoid the potential for a fumble and just stay in bounds and fall down. And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. MunDayne just completely in control right now, Sandwich.
Yeah, MunDayne, a defensive masterclass. As here in the grand finals, Bellarmine still haven't even scored a touchdown in game 2 as we've approached the 2-minute warning in the 4th quarter. Out comes the 2 clock. MunDayne, he was not as high scoring as his fellow post-university Eagles in the postseason, but his defense has just been on another level here in this 2nd season of competition here.
Yeah, I think if MunDayne's able to close this one out, he's got all the confidence and all the momentum heading into Game 3 with Bellarmine not even able to score a single touchdown after putting up 31 points in Game 1. So whatever adjustments MunDayne made between Games 1 and 2 has clearly paid off as we see the second time out now for Bellarmine. And now they only have one left, Sandwich, after that one that they had to burn earlier.
MunDayne's still going to need to move the chains at least one more time.
Tackle.
He's looking primed to do just that.
Run. Yep. But the last timeout called by Bellarmine, that's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the 6-yard line. And even if MunDayne has to settle for a field goal here, that's still going to make this an 11-point game, which is 2 possessions. So then Bellarmine would have to score, onside kick, recover, and score again. And that's not going anywhere, but no timeouts left. So that's going to bring us all the way down to a little over a minute left. And MunDayne, I think, perfectly happy to kick the field goal here, Sandwich. Yep.
Open up a multi-possession game. Bellarmine, you mentioned it, Denny, with no timeouts remaining. It's certainly possible, but this is an offense, as we mentioned, still haven't scored a touchdown. Would need a late-game explosion to come back in this one.
And MunDayne going to let it tick all the way down, as he should.
I don't believe you can come out and chew clock on the field goal formation, so MunDayne having to do it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, just going to bring it down to 1 and call timeout. I like that too. Ice yourself.
Certainly don't want to delay the game, especially by accident there. Yeah. Mess up the timing, snapping the football.
And that's going to be good. And that will put MunDayne up by 11 with just about a minute to play in Game 2.
Opened up a nice 2-possession game. MunDayne, interesting as you look at the series layout. He swapped early. I do believe that means he can swap back to his Texas Longhorns if he chose.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
yes, you're only eliminated from using that team if you win with that team. So MunDayne still has to win with, let me see here. Let's see. Pew Band, Georgia, which leaves Ohio State, Texas, and Alabama as his 3rd team. So he would be able to, assuming he closes out this one, he would be able to play the next game with either Texas or Alabama. Good start to this drive, though, for Pew, but as you say all the time, Sandwich, you've got to play perfect college football now till the end of the game to even have a shot at coming away with the win.
And no pressure for Bellarmine here. Of course, only need perfection to even have a shot in this one. MunDayne just playing a game of keep away. Gave up the open space in the middle of the field for the completion.
Yep, big gain there for Bellarmine, but now we're under a minute and Bellarmine with no timeouts left. So they've got to get out of bounds or get a first down to stop the clock or spike it. She, of course, uses it down. Defense in coming through. He breaks the tackle and has to throw it away. Wow, that would have been a massive sack. And it would have kept the clock moving, so they then would have had to spike the ball or call another play very quickly. Bellarmine dodging a huge bullet there. 44 seconds left to play now.
And last time there was hands on the quarterback, there was a fumble out there, so heads up for Bellarmine. Not going to let that be a possibility again in this one.
Defense breaks out.
No
Has
one
to
open.
throw
Wow.
it. Finds his man downfield, but gets brought down at the 2-yard line. And if Bellarmine's able to score with a decent chunk of time left, then he'll have an opportunity for the onside kick. But he's probably going to go for 2 points here if he manages to punch it in. Time ticking down. He's got to hike this one quick. He does so. Throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. Probably just looking to stop the clock there, Sandwich.
Yeah, Bellarmine on a route to perfection, but 27 seconds left and no timeouts. You mentioned it, Denny. Even if they score here, got to go for 2, and you need that onside kick. So they're walking a fine line here at 2nd and goal from the 2.
And still no timeouts left. Ooh, knocked out after he got his hands on it. Big defense there from MunDayne. That's going to bring up 3rd and goal.
MunDayne, the name of the game of his game here in game 2 has been that defense continuing to hold strong on the goal line.
2 straight incompletions setting up 3rd down.
Good coverage so far. He's going to try to run for it. No, he sneaks it in. Wow, incredible from Q. Let's see if he decides to go for the 2-point conversion here.
MunDayne in a rock and a hard
5-point lead
place
now for
there.
MunDayne.
And yeah, the 2-point conversion is offense is staying out here.
Yeah, you've got to. It's a 5-point lead now. 2-point conversion, if it's good, would make it 3. And then if you recover the onside kick, you could theoretically tie it with a field goal with only 19 seconds left and no timeouts. You're not going to have much time. And he's sacked.
Wow.
The 2-point conversion is no good. And that may lock this one up for MunDayne. However, we still got the onside kick. Here it comes. Bellarmine needs to recover this one to have a shot.
Doesn't go 10 yards.
And it's recovered by MunDayne. Oh, it didn't go 10 yards, so that's going to be
illegal touching.
Penalty.
And MunDayne gets the football there, and there's the white flag for...
Yep, MunDayne will
there.
get the ball back, and that is going to mean game over. MunDayne wins game 2, 17-12, and we are tied 1-1 here, Sandwich, heading to game 3.
A nail biter, and again, MunDayne just pick up the litter, swapping after the loss rather than the normal swap after the win. Meanwhile, Bellarmine, the shoe on the other foot, they had a good game 1, but not quite operating that well on their secondary. Texas Longhorns, you wonder if they're going to swap or continue to work with that Texas squad.
Yep, so MunDayne has Texas and Alabama left to pick from for this next game. Pew has got, he did the same teams as MunDayne. And MunDayne banned Ohio State. And Pew has one with Georgia, right? So he's got Texas or Alabama left.
Correct.
So Texas and Alabama for both players?
I have a mirror
Am I
match
seeing
on
that
our
right?
hands here. It wouldn't be the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, Texas and Alabama left for both players. So it's going to be a lot of Texas, a lot of Bama coming up. We'll see if it's going to be Roll Tide or go Longhorns in this next game. But yeah, we'll kick it over to a BRB screen as we await the start of Game 3. All right, everyone, we are back with Game 3 of the ECAC College Football Championship Finals. MunDayne winning Game 2 by a score of 17-12. Just had a phenomenal defensive game that time, Sandwich, and Pew gonna be feeling the pressure here in Game 3 as we see the Alabama mirror match. Both teams having Alabama and Texas left to win with.
Both players switching things up after a loss. You're wondering in the back of your head if Bellarmine were going to come out with that same Texas squad. Instead, we have a more interesting matchup here with the Alabama Dittos in Game 3.
Yeah, so it's going to be MunDayne on the Alabama white jerseys and Pew with the Alabama red jerseys in this one. So, Sandwich, if you could please. Yep. Oh, you already did it. Oh, perfect. Perfect. It's backwards, though, at least from a couple minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, I might have had the actual possession arrow swapped. I'll have to step back.
Yeah. It's backwards. You did put the colors, but they were backwards.
They're backwards.
Bellarmine's red and MunDayne's white. As MunDayne making some adjustments here at the start of this game.
And that will be the big difference between these two squads. I'd be surprised if Bellarmine was making the exact same adjustments under the hood here.
Yeah. This was very common in pretty much every sports title. A lot of these top players, they don't like the default settings and default rosters that the computer kind of sticks you with. So a lot of adjustments usually made by both players before the first play is even called.
Yeah, especially with the sliders and the shorter game clock. The substitution gameplay isn't exactly at play here. They usually just want the best talent out there available.
All right, here we go. 1st and 10. MunDayne on offense here with the white jersey, Alabama Crimson Tide. Pass out to the right. Can't beat that defender, but a 4-yard gain for MunDayne.
Some damage to the air. Both players surely going to be utilizing Jalen Milroe under center. Out of the top 4 teams in college football 25, Milroe certainly the largest threat to scramble from the pocket here for both players' disposal on offense.
He's got the tight end, cuts back across and gets a few more yards after the catch. The big man moving the chains, getting the first down for MunDayne.
I mean, hey, those rockets.
Nice safe drag routes underneath. MunDayne not looking to burst this game wide open with any deep routes just yet in this one. A bit of a feeling out period here in the first.
That run's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. No gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Hot knife through
MunDayne
butter.
sticking with the game plan here.
An end. Now that Bellarmine have gotten their first stop, want to see how MunDayne adjust here.
Yeah, MunDayne sticking to his game plan from the last game, running on 1st down. This one's going to be a drop back for a pass, though. Defense is coming. And
what? What?
The lineman just picks it up out of the air off of the incomplete pass, what was going to be an incomplete pass. And it just falls right into the hands of the lineman coming in.
Wow. As routine of a play that is to just get hit in the middle of your throw and have it pop out, it happens numerous times every single game. That's the first time all semester a lineman's picked it up out of the air for the scoop and score. Wow.
Never seen that. Bellarmine getting hugely lucky there, but I'm sure Pew will take those free 7 points. And MunDayne gets the ball right back, but now down by 7.
Wow, and in a
These
game
game's so close, sometimes that 7 points is going to make a huge difference.
One way to get some breathing room for your offense that struggled so much in game 2. Have your defense get some points on the board.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn
Let's just picked up, and the ball is caught. Couple yards after the catch. That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And then once again, he spotted Bellarmine from that middle linebacker spot. Not afraid to go right at the defender there.
Quarterback checking off.
What's my belt?
Looking to throw. It's Milrow.
Illegal
Ooh, a flag
contact.
on the
This will be a
play.
free play for MunDayne here.
They make the stop.
Let's see what it is.
Yep.
Yep, you were right. Illegal contact. He's going to decline it.
Penalty here. The result of the play stands.
Usually a nice penalty to take if you come up with an incompletion or a TFL, but it's not quite like defensive pass interference. Doesn't go for any extra yardage. MunDayne declining it there.
Oh, I was gonna try to stall it, but it doesn't work out like that.
Ooh, got pressured there. Had to get rid of it, I think, a little bit before he was ready. And it's going to be incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
This is huge for this defense because they're playing against
Fortunate that it was an incompletion, looking to force the pass there with that pressure coming. And the secondary was ready for that one.
this game they did right there.
Ooh, cuts back, but isn't quite able to find that hole. Still picks up 3, though, and that'll bring up 3rd and 7.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that.
Barely not slithering past that defender. The block was there. Got a little too close to comfort on the lineman.
How much cart
It's
you
going
guys
to
go?
cut down that run.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it.
Ooh, batted down.
The incomplete pass.
And it's going to bring up 4th and 7. That was a lot of green in front of him. Surprised he decided to run it.
Timing and his accuracy. He's already thrown it.
And
the quarterback
linemen
there.
here are doing things no linemen have ever done before.
Yeah.
First the scoop and score, and now one of them batting the ball down. We have never seen this. Denny clearly thinking this defense is maybe a little bit of luck, going to keep the offense out on 4th and 7 early in this one.
Yeah, I don't mind going for this here. You're almost at midfield, so even if you don't make it, still a decent chunk of the field for your opponent to get through. Well, here we go. That's going to be picked off by Bellarmine. 2 straight turnovers. Not that it really would have mattered. If incomplete, he still would have gotten the ball back, but gets a couple yards back after the interception.
This time the defense for Bellarmine off to an incredibly hot start so far, pitching a shutout in this one, looking to score 2 touchdowns in this first quarter. Would have been a sight unseen for Bellarmine's offense that struggled so hard in game 2.
Yeah, this run looking like it's not going anywhere. Does manage to salvage a little bit of it, but it's still going to be a tackle for a loss for about 2. And that'll bring up 2nd and 12. Yeah, MunDayne's got to tap into that massive defense that we saw in the last game, just holding Bellarmine to 6 points through most of the game. MunDayne's got to have a similar defensive stand here on this drive. Quick pass out to the left, and it's going to be a gain of 5. That'll bring up 3rd and 7.
Still a lot of field left for MunDayne to work with here defensively. You mentioned it, Denny. It's going to be critical. You don't want to open up a 2-possession deficit for yourself here in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, it really feels bad when you're going from behind more than 1 touchdown to start off the game. It's going to be another quick pass out to the right. That one is complete for the first down. Defenders got caught up on each other a little bit there, kind of ran into each other. And great job by Pugh recognizing that and hits the open man.
Bellarmine still doing an excellent job of scheming MunDayne out of the play, throwing outside the numbers, not letting him be impactful from the middle linebacker spot.
Gets the first down. Looked really close, but that's another first down there. Now ball on the 16, so still 1st and 10. Not quite 1st and goal yet, but we are definitely in the red zone. MunDayne needs to come up with a big defensive play here to keep Bellarmine from going ahead by 2 possessions.
MunDayne running out of turf to defend here on 1st and 10. Wow, across his
throws
body.
back across his body. You usually don't want to do that, but it works out that time for Bellarmine. And now it's 14-0 Pew. And just in the first quarter already, MunDayne really on the back foot here. He's going to have to play some really solid offense for the rest of this first quarter and into the second quarter to stay in this one sandwich. No more turnovers. He's got to push the ball downfield, do what got him to this point, you know, kind of take a deep breath, reset. He got really unlucky for that first touchdown. Second touchdown was just standard Bellarmine Pew offense, marching the ball downfield, coming away with the points. And now MunDayne's got to try to reset here, come up with a nice drive.
Yeah, I mean, you put it brilliantly, Denny. Of course, it's a lot easier to say it versus like mentally having to just charge it to the game, just keep it moving. Still a lot of football left to be played, but the possession arrow not in your favor in the second half. So MunDayne gonna need an electric start here and a big reception to open things up for the offense.
Yeah, he was wide open there on the side, and MunDayne hits him. Unfortunately, not able to get much yards after the catch, but that is a great start to this drive.
Okay, now looking to get some momentum after being bottled up on those last two drives. Dangerous ball.
Throws it into quadruple coverage. And that's going to be picked off. Maybe a pick six. Yeah, the lineman's no way going to catch up to him. And a pick six for Bellarmine. It is just all Bellarmine here in the Alabama mirror matchup.
And they stacked that right side of the field. MunDayne had some options on the left side. Wanted the big gain. Wanted to run back the same play that got him a huge chunk of yardage the previous play. Bellarmine were ready for it that time, coming away with the pick six.
Yeah, I think MunDayne just trying to do a little bit too much, too quickly in that one. At the tight end, basically wide open in the flat too. Would have been a gain of about 7 or 8 probably. Didn't want it. Instead goes for the bigger gain, like you said, sandwich, and gets punished big time with the pick six. And already in the first quarter here, it feels like MunDayne has zero margin for error.
Yeah, he was right to operate with some pep in his step, but ironically now on his third trip downfield, gonna need to operate with that much more quickness, facing down an even larger deficit.
Oh, great running play, though. Opens up a hole on the left-hand side.
And not a good sign when you're seeing that in the very first quarter of competition.
Wow, that's rude. Rude coming out from EA Sports there.
And they're not going to wave the white flag, however. Need to be electric here in the second quarter. Again, he won't be starting with that football in the third.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. Running back
To the outside, isn't able to turn back. That's going to be a gain of 2. Bring him 2nd and 8 here.
Can't be overzealous looking for these large chunk plays. They've worked in spurts. But Bellarmine's certainly playing a defense that's keeping a watchful eye on any deep routes developing here.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down.
How do you build like against anti?
Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers.
I guess.
Bellarmine's still playing from that middle linebacker spot.
Been running it, but now the pass.
Good pass there. Threads the defense, and that's going to be a first down.
Knocked down, but not before moving the chain.
Nothing crazy, just a pair of drag routes. Force Bellarmine from that middle linebacker spot to pick your poison.
Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Scanning the field, it's Milrow. They're bringing
Hit as he throws. That's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down.
No time for MunDayne. He spotted the release valve was open, but even that, no time for that route to develop.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10.
And
Oh
this time
my.
gets sacked for a loss of 13. Great pressure once again by Bellarmine, showing mastery of the Alabama mirror matchup right now.
Outside linebackers. These guys get in their
Defense has been
stances.
a problem. Bellarmine continuing to work well from that middle linebacker position, blowing up that second down play. Now MunDayne facing third and humongous here.
Oh, throws it down the middle of the field, and that's going to be picked off once again. Oh, man. And he may be waving the white flag already in just the second quarter. Yep, there it is. MunDayne going to be all done with Bellarmine's Alabama team. And that's going to be a 21-0 Bellarmine win.
So Bellarmine responding in the hugest way possible, following questions on what kind of offense are they going to be operating in this third game. Skunk MunDayne going 21-0, forcing the early forfeit.
Yeah, and, you know, obviously he didn't have to do that, but, you know, these quarters only 5 minutes long, so it's not like real college football where, you know, you'd still have a chance to come back. You know, he's really only got maybe 4 more drives left in the entire game if Bellarmine plays well, right? So, don't really blame him there. Had a bunch of bad luck and also some untimely interceptions. So, Bellarmine takes the win with Alabama in a quick game 3. That'll bring up game 4. Bellarmine on championship point. They only need 1 more win to come away with the inaugural ECAC College Football Championship. MunDayne needs to still win 2 more games, just 1 here to bring us to game 5, and then win game 5 to come away the champion. So MunDayne definitely on the back foot here, but I think a good job to, you know, game's not going your way, just take the FF, move on. You don't want to have to play out you know, a very one-sided affair as slowly, you know, degrading your confidence as you head into the next game, right? This isn't the end of this wasn't going to be the end of the match, no matter what happens. So, you know, I don't really mind that, to be honest. But we head into game 4 now. Now, Pew has to play Texas. He has no choice. However, MunDayne can choose to go back to the Longhorns or stick with Alabama. But Bellarmine has got to win this last game with the Longhorns, as we are just getting a glimpse of the baby on stream. Oh, go back to his... go back. Oh, go back. Oh, my God.
Good luck charm for
Look
MunDayne
at that
here.
little boy. Wow. What, 5 days old now? 4 days old? Oh man, look at him. He's so interested. He's watching the screen.
Looking for some words of wisdom here as he approaches.
Yeah,
game
right.
4.
He's getting some coaching. He's getting some coaching from the little man. Aw, so tiny. He's about as big as a football.
Welcome everybody, and we are fired up for another sensational college football matchup. Nobody at home today who can stake their
I
claim
do
to
believe
this showdown.
we have Texas Dittos now.
25 matchup on hand to
It could be. I didn't see which
miss
one.
it.
square off.
Certainly
MunDayne
looks
locked in.
like
I
it.
think
Not
he
seeing any other
actually-
team. Oh, there it is. Okay.
I think he actually locked in
Taking on the sixth
Bama. Yeah. So it's gonna be Alabama versus Texas here.
Glad to have you with us for EA Sports.
This is a do or die game for MunDayne.
And Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to
Tournament on the line right here. Oh, you need to update the score too.
Yes, sir.
Sandwich
Got
and
it.
the teams.
I realized that after the teams.
We went back to a little earlier. We had to
Yeah.
see the baby. He said coach squared me away.
Now, MunDayne, like you said, Denny, just charge it to the game. Don't let the mental
Stay
stew.
right in there.
Don't let Bellarmine get a whole lot of momentum going, scoring a whole lot of points. Don't let
Yeah.
MunDayne get
This
down in the
first
docks.
possession gonna do so much in setting the tone of the game right out of the gate. Bellarmine gonna get the ball here, which means MunDayne's gonna get the ball first to start the second half. So that could be important. If MunDayne comes away with even just a small lead, even just a 7 or 3 point lead, that is a huge win, as we see MunDayne and Bellarmine making their pre-game adjustments. So it'll be a couple minutes before we start, but a huge win, even if MunDayne's able to come out of this first half with just a 3 or even or a 7 or even 3-point lead, because he's going to get the ball back to start the second half. So really important for MunDayne to have a solid defensive hold here to start off this one.
Yeah, I believe we said it in game 2. You start with the football in the first quarter. It's a gift and a curse. You put pressure on your offense to be immediately perfect, and that could be something that Bellarmine might not be ready for following that hot swap. Didn't have too much time with Alabama and already back on this Texas Longhorn squad.
Yeah, I know MunDayne doesn't want to go down here. This is going to be his second to last esports game for Post University. Definitely the last championship, as he's got the Madden third place match tomorrow night. But then he will be graduating. He's only one class away from earning his degree. So this will be the final time that we see MunDayne on the Post U Esports channel in the Post U Esports jersey. So we'll see if he can come away with it right here. But he did play, another fun fact, he did play cornerback in high school for his team. So a bit defensively minded here from MunDayne. You saw that in game 2.
Yes,
Had a really strong defensive game. Not so much last game, but we're not going to talk about that game. We're just going to go right into game 4. That game didn't happen. Here we are, game 4. Oh, I didn't see what that flag was. Some kind of flag to start out.
Yeah,
this
delay
drive.
of game for Bellarmine. A little too slow from the line of scrimmage there.
Okay, a little bit of an odd start, but MunDayne will take it. It'll be 1st and 15.
Somehow Bellarmine's 4th delay of game penalty in this best of 5 series.
Yeah, I don't really know what that's about. Maybe a run to start off this drive. Cuts back and gets through the middle. And that's going to be a 9-yard gain. That'll bring up 2nd and 6.
So a nice chunk of yardage to start Bellarmine off. If only they weren't facing down 1st and 15. MunDayne, nice chunk of yardage between him and his first down marker.
Go into your menu options and
Pass out to the right. Tackle is made on short of the first down marker. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
it's intimidating. But
Again,
honestly,
Bellarmine watching MunDayne, zoning up both of those routes up the middle of the field. Find that safety valve far from the user defense of MunDayne at that middle linebacker spot.
it's really good. And the best part is,
Oh, coming in hot with that linebacker. Couldn't make the tackle. And a big gain there for Bellarmine. That's going to bring up a 1st and 10 on the 48.
no, the one that's
The one-on-one tackles in space might be one of the hardest things to pull off in this game. We've seen MunDayne and Pugh for Bellarmine miss a couple, but that was a crucial miss there. Would have been the difference between 4th down desperation and now 1st and 10 from the 48 for Bellarmine.
Screen pass out to the left. This one works big time. And that's going to be an 18-yard gain for Pugh. Really just chugging along here in this first drive.
Moving slow and steady. MunDayne's defense only really needs 1 TFL to start thinking about turnovers, start putting pressure on Bellarmine here. Still looking for that here on this first defensive possession.
Wow, huge sweep out to the right. Turns the corner and another big gain. And another first down right away for Pugh. That's going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 12. Pugh in full control. Really showing a good mastery of the Texas offense. We haven't seen him on Texas so far this series, I don't think. Correct, Sandwich?
I believe we saw it in game 2. They swapped off to
game
Alabama
2?
for game 3, and
Oh, okay.
back they are needing to exercise some demons. Remember, they hadn't scored a touchdown in that second game.
Oh, yeah,
until
that's
the very
right.
last moment.
That's
gotta
right.
see
So,
if they
yeah,
can
Bellarmine,
Come away with some
Making
wins
some-
here.
yeah, making some good adjustments on the offensive end with this Texas offense against MunDayne's defense. See if MunDayne can make counter adjustments here. Like he says, treats this game almost like chess. Quarterback stepping up. Finally, MunDayne going for the pressure. And
Yes,
he comes
sir.
from the non-usered defensive lineman there getting a huge sack. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 21 on the 23. So just 2 yards shy of the end zone is the first down marker.
Heads up plays by MunDayne. He spotted that even though his middle linebacker was going to face that guard there, still get blocked off. He bought more time for, like you mentioned, Denny, the CPUs to get in on the action.
Yep, sometimes the CPUs really mess up, but sometimes they come through for you. And right there was one example of them actually coming through for MunDayne. No pressure on the quarterback. Goes to the dumping route off to the right. It's going to bring up 4th and 6. Not quite enough for the first down or the touchdown, but a good chunk of yardage gained, and thinking that Bellarmine might go for it here, Sandwich.
MunDayne on the precipice of that big defensive stop we mentioned. Bellarmine, meanwhile, they're going to keep the offense out on the field, go boom or bust on that crucial opening possession of the game.
Yep, big play right here. This is going to set the tone for the rest of this first half.
Lots of adjustments. MunDayne's defense creeping towards that line of scrimmage. Even the secondary moving up closer to their covers.
Pass, and it's picked off in the end zone by MunDayne, and he's just going to take a knee. And there it is, the huge defensive stop. That was a big-time play for MunDayne.
MunDayne starting things off right on the defensive side of the football. And I want to see what sort of offense he cobbles together here. Again, certainly, I mean, struggles is an understatement as to how he performed in Game 3, but his defense already looking stellar here in this Game 4.
That's so slow.
MunDayne now with the ball again, or for the first time, actually, in this game. That first drive took 4 minutes off the clock, and Bellarmine came away with nothing. After that interception in the end zone, that first run play by MunDayne going to be good for 2. That'll bring up 2nd and 8.
So MunDayne now obviously still want to come away with points here, but the dreaded possession arrow going his way in the 3rd quarter. A little bit of breathing room here on 2nd and 8.
Good coverage. Completes the pass, cuts back, and dodges the defender and gets a couple extra yards after the catch. Excellent work there by MunDayne.
Exhibit C, B, F. Tackles in open space are hard. Bellarmine missing another one there with that smart juke move from MunDayne to cut it back inside.
That was a really nice play. It didn't look like he was going to gain much after that catch was only a couple yards past the line of scrimmage, but then he just kind of falls forward. Ends up being a gain of 9 and change. That'll bring up 2nd and inches.
Yeah, even like you mentioned, not a lot of yards after the catch. Those drag routes very often can make something out of nothing there.
Ooh, this is going nowhere. The blitz was going right into his face as soon as that handoff went out.
Gutsy call from Bellarmine. Throw all 3 linebackers right at the run. Come away with that TFL here to bring us to 3rd and 2. Got that drag route underneath here. Could be a safety valve.
Oh, beautiful juke move coming back. Breaks another tackle. Finally gets brought down, but a huge play on 3rd down by MunDayne to get another first down.
MunDayne certainly hearing the music, bringing out his jukebox. A 2nd straight juke on that reception here on this drive.
MunDayne wants to bring us to Game 5. He wants the Texas mirror match.
And at the end of the first, scoreless, a staring contest. We approach the start of the 2nd quarter. MunDayne already in good driving position here at the 28-yard line. Mentioned ad nauseum to start with the football at the 3rd quarter. So in good position here.
No, it's there. It's on the long way.
3-yard gain there on the run. Brings up 2nd and 7 from Bellarmine's 25.
And they're still looking for that first chunk play from the ground. Haven't been able to find it in this one just yet. But Bellarmine have been locked in on that run defense.
Pass out to the right, cuts back inside, but brought down. It'll be a gain of 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 3. MunDayne slowly but surely getting the ball down the field.
Much harder to bring out those dance moves from the tight end. MunDayne tried the juke move, still got brought down short of the first down marker here, excuse me, for 3rd and 3.
Like watching an elephant try to play DDR.
Feet just not moving fast enough, man.
Yeah. Pressure's picked up. Oh, quick pass. Great catch! Again by the tight end. Off on the right side. He had to really hurry up that throw as the defense was coming at the quarterback very quickly. Turns around, makes the shoestring catch, and then goes out of bounds with the first down. These quick pass plays. MunDayne just sticking to his bread and butter here.
Yeah, and his head on a swivel. You see on the instant replay, the Texas route that the running back was on got in between him and the guard, so there was no block there. Because of some CPU shenanigans, MunDayne still able to make something out of nothing there.
Bellarmine really stacking the line here. They're expecting run, and they get it, but he cuts outside and has the speed, and he's in. Touchdown, MunDayne. Touchdown, Post University, and MunDayne gonna go out in front here in Game 4.
MunDayne surely breathing a sigh of relief. You see him brushing the dirt off his shoulders. Still a lot of college football 25 to be played in this one.
There certainly is, but MunDayne fully now in control of Game 4. Again, like I said at the start of this one, and like you just mentioned, Sandwich, he'll get the ball back at the start of the 3rd quarter. So all the pressure on Bellarmine, Pew from Bellarmine here to come away with some points in this drive right here. He's got all 3 timeouts. He's got this 2-minute warning to work with. MunDayne looking to make a big stop.
He's got plenty of munition, as you mentioned, the timeouts, the 2-minute warning. Still a lot of game left to be played. If those do come out for either side, this might not be the last possession of this half, depending on how Bellarmine are moving here.
That was bad.
Not how you want to be moving on 1st and 10 there.
Not sure what he was trying to do there. I'm not sure if they actually threw that away or if that was just a really bad pass, but didn't like what he saw there and ends up being incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 now for Pew.
Just any other result would be better than what they settled for on 1st and 10 here.
Oh, he's going to run it. Plenty of space. And will pick up the first down with his legs.
Wise move on the slide. You got to do that early and often. Can't be risking a quarterback taking some contact out in the open field.
Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
It's going to be a run out to the left.
Nice.
Not quite able to turn the corner. Good open field tackle there from MunDayne, but it's still going to be a gain of 3 for Pew.
MunDayne aware of the geometry, using the sideline to his advantage. Normally those diving tackles can be a problem, but MunDayne employing them effectively there.
Defense closing in. Finally decides to just throw it away. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
And as Bellarmine scrambles out of the pocket, MunDayne users to the secondary. We've seen a couple of moments in this game as Bellarmine scrambles out of the pocket. The secondary freezes or they run at the QB. You leave receivers open. MunDayne not leaving that up to the CPUs this time on defense.
Yeah, really good micromanaging of the CPUs that time from MunDayne.
Need more of that magic here on 3rd and 7.
Receiver's got a
Spots a
step.
man downfield.
And he makes the catch. Touchdown, Bellarmine. Wow, he saw that play developing all the way. Ends up throwing it when he was about just past midfield, it seemed like. Just lobbed it up there and knew his receiver had a step. That's all he needed. And Bellarmine ties us up at 7.
And I think MunDayne thought he had more help from the secondary. Instead, he was stuck playing catch-up, chasing the ball behind the play. And on those go routes, that's not where you want to be defending from, but no one in the secondary there to help. And a moon ball all the way to the end zone.
But MunDayne now with all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, and plenty of time to work with to try to take the lead right back. Ooh, nice spin move, and that's a great run to start things off. That's a gain of about 15.
There's that nice
MunDayne starts running the ball like that. Yeah, that's going to be a problem for Pew if MunDayne can keep running the ball like that. Ooh, got a wide open tight end. Just bulldozes over one defender, but then gets taken down. A gain of 7 on the play.
Certainly be a little more aggressive with those tight ends. Harder to force fumbles and obviously harder to bring down there. Needing 3 defenders to bring that one down.
Yeah, and that'll take us to the 2-minute warning here before halftime.
Yeah, and I'm popping in.
If I'm MunDayne here, I think I'm looking to score either as fast as possible or with like as less time on the clock as possible.
Yeah, you want 2 minutes or 0 seconds if you're MunDayne here.
Almost able to break through from those tackles, but gains a couple. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 at midfield exactly for MunDayne.
3rd and 1, couldn't ask for better position. MunDayne gonna have the whole playbook at his disposal here. Bellarmine gonna have to think about the run, the pass short, the pass long. Anything a possibility here for MunDayne.
No.
Blitz gets picked up. He's got a man. Great throw away from the defense. And the receiver cuts back to make the catch. Excellent job from MunDayne. I was a little scared when he let that one go. I'm not going to lie, Sandwich. But it was pinpoint accuracy. Threw it exactly where he needed to throw it. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for MunDayne.
MunDayne, those deep routes, he's done such an excellent job throughout this semester. It looks like he's thrown in a double, triple coverage, but perfect placement on the pass to move the chains.
Yeah, got to keep that confidence up, right? Had a really bad game 3, but not letting it shake him. He's still stepping up, making those tough throws, threading the needle when he has to.
He's looking good right now. Forget a field goal with 0-0s. He's still got 3 timeouts in the back pocket. It could be in the end zone with 0-0s.
Oh, he had the man wide open, but he missed the throw. A very rare mistake there from MunDayne on the throw accuracy. Usually it's just the decision of the receiver that tends to haunt MunDayne, but he had made a great choice there. He was wide open, just led him a little bit too far. And that incomplete pass will bring up 3rd and 9.
Unforced error in Bellarmine's favor there. Lucky break for them that time on 2nd down. Dangerous ball. Once again, the timing not quite his way there. You saw the full red bar on that throw. I don't think MunDayne, he might have made the decision to throw before he made the decision to check the coverage. And the throw might have reflected.
Kind of let that one drop. Yeah, he kind of maybe just did that on purpose, but I think he's going for it here. Yep,
wow.
MunDayne going for it. Going to leave the offense out on the field. And only needs 9 yards, but also only 22 yards away from the end zone as well. So both a possibility here for MunDayne.
Wow.
He gets the touchdown. No, it's dropped. No, he had it in his hands. And it gets punched out. Oh, tragedy for MunDayne. I don't know. That's just a coin flip at that point. He hit the receiver right in the numbers, pulls down the catch, and just gets popped out.
Wow, and the difference between a multi-possession lead and now potentially Bellarmine trying to sneak out at the half with points of their own. Mano-y-mano, and MunDayne can't make the tackle.
Yeah, it's those just pinpoint coin flip plays that can sometimes decide these short college football games. So, yeah, MunDayne now has to recenter mentally and make a really important defensive stand with 23 seconds left in the half. Does not want to be coming from behind as we start the second half here.
Precisely, yeah, completely different momentum-wise. He's got to put out this fire that Bellarmine are trying to light here as they approach field goal range. Dangerous ball. MunDayne's got it.
MunDayne's got it. And he gets the interception. A huge defensive play from MunDayne. Perfect timing on the user lurk there. Comes in front of the route and picks the ball off. And now still 3 timeouts and 17 seconds. MunDayne still with a shot to get some points on the board. Sandwich.
That's the problem with those rocket catches. If you're not aware of the defense, you throw it short on purpose, and MunDayne in perfect position to jump that route. And now it's his turn to do some damage on offense. 17 seconds and 3 timeouts to work with.
Oh, dodges that first call timeout. Yeah, there we go. Dodges that first sack, but the second one comes in. And yeah, MunDayne will maybe have, will certainly have 1, maybe time for 2 more plays if the first one's quick here. But he's got a long way to go. Maybe 1 play could get into field goal range here. Call a timeout. Pick a quick field goal. It's going to be a run.
A lot of time taken on the tackle as well. MunDayne just looking to take us to halftime after that.
And he's just going to take us to halftime. Yep. Didn't want to risk anything there. And we're going to head into the third quarter with MunDayne getting the ball. And I'll be right back.
Yeah, MunDayne, he doesn't open up the multi-possession game that he could have had if he converted on 4th down. But still firmly in the driver's seat here, starting off on offense in the third quarter. Of course, you flip the script. Bellarmine needed perfection in the first quarter. They could not find it. MunDayne's got to see if he has an answer to start the second half. Just needs points. Doesn't need points and in a hurry with this tie game here. Intentional grounding? Intentional grounding. Delay of game, excuse me. For MunDayne. Bellarmine needs every chunk of yardage they can. Spin move goes nowhere. Bottled up for the 9-yard gain. Gotta be careful with the timing of those juke moves. You eat a mean hit stick during the spin or during the juke. During the hesitation, could be coughing up that football. Instead, MunDayne at 2nd and 6 from the 29. Huge scramble, and the football's knocked loose. Another scoop, no score this time for Bellarmine's defense. But MunDayne scrambles out of the pocket and chaos unleashed. Bellarmine come away with the football.
Oh my God, Sandwich, what happened? I leave for 2 minutes.
Not what you want to see when you scramble out of the pocket. Yeah, he scrambled out of the pocket, and instead of it being a hit and an incompletion, it was a fumble.
Oh no.
Bellarmine with the recovery.
That's terrible for MunDayne. That essentially nullifies the second half advantage he had.
Correct, and now a lot of pressure on his defense. They put out a fire at the end of the second quarter. Now gonna need to do more firefighting here at the start of the third.
Yeah, wow. I was really expecting when game 1 just came out and both teams were just firing on all cylinders offensively, and we had such a high scoring game 1. I thought it was gonna be the whole series. And a quick pass out to the left does get taken down. And that's gonna bring up 3rd and 3.
MunDayne still in solid position. You see him adjusting where those corner flats are. That's what I mentioned. If you're have an opponent that's playing outside the numbers, MunDayne's not going to swap to cornerback. Instead, you got to get your CPUs in the proper spots to do good work for you.
They'd love to pick up this 3rd down and get a fresh set with 1st and goal.
Yeah, I gotta play corner with that.
Critical 3rd down here for MunDayne.
You opportunity to travel this very quick line. Watch out for
Not first down.
Run
MunDayne's
is
all over
picked
it.
up. Yeah, good defense there from MunDayne. It's going to stop the run with just a 1-yard gain. That's going to bring up 4th and 2. Bellarmine's certainly going to go for it here, I'm thinking. We did see them settle for field goal before, though, so maybe I shouldn't speak too soon.
Bellarmine clearly taking a lot of time to mull it over. It's finally
They are going to go for it.
to the offense staying out on the field.
Huge play here. 4th and 2.
And motioning the middle linebacker just in case it's that run right up the middle. And he's trusting in his CPUs to bottle up these receivers. The run is there, and so is MunDayne.
A huge hold for MunDayne. And he turns, and it's a turnover on downs for Bellarmine. Wow. What a hold sandwich.
Mano-y-mano user defense. This time MunDayne comes out on top with a turnover on downs.
Is your stream cutting out too?
No sir, not yet at least.
Okay, all right, so that's just me then. All right, cool.
And MunDayne, a second delay of game penalty, a little slow on the draw. Can't get sent back that much further already in the shadow of his own end zone. It'll be 1st and 12.
You're ahead of me now. I gotta refresh. Yeah, MunDayne really backed up here. Oh, nice run. Cut back. Yep, there's a spin move. Huge gain out to the 20. About an 18-yard gain. Gets the first down as well. Exactly what you need to get out of the danger zone of your own end zone there. Sandwich.
Hold on. Now we're in the spin cycle. You are now ahead of me as I refresh the stream here. I'll hopefully be lined up as MunDayne approaches the line of scrimmage now here.
And as soon as you squirt through that hole, you can make a big play, and that's what
Another
they
quick
Gain under
pass
center
out
after
to
the big
tight
gain.
end. And that's going to be a gain of 2 for MunDayne out on the right-hand side. Are we synced up again, Sandwich?
It looks like we're kind of synced up. It's hard to tell.
I'm showing 32 seconds left on the game clock, 31:30.
No, you're three
That's a
seconds
second and
ahead. So I will quickly.
All right, that's fine.
We're now at
Ooh, that one bottled up immediately. Tackle for a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 3rd and 12.
And then still, he had that big chunk play, still really trying to break out of the shadow of his own end zone here.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, back up inside their 20.
Just going to run it.
From the gun, wants to pass.
Whoa, and almost gets there. That'll bring up 4th and 2. Much easier than 4th and long for sure. MunDayne very decisive on that decision to run it. I like that decisiveness.
Yeah, no fear. Faces 3 defenders trying to bring him down. Normally a danger sign. You're a quarterback trying to scramble out there, but MunDayne, no fear, able to make it a manageable 4th and 2 here.
Going to go for it on 4th.
Leaning in his chair, you gotta be locked in on this one.
Oh, that was so dangerous. The tough catch, and he holds on after the big tackle and just got exactly what he needed there. MunDayne knew exactly where he was going with the football right away. Didn't want to play with getting sacked or anything. I love that play call. I love the confidence. Makes the catch and gets the first down.
Can't leave anything up to chance, especially following that fumble recovery shenanigans. Some of the mess we saw in game 3 as well. Got to keep it consistent. Don't let that opposing defense any chance to come away with a fumble or interception or what have you.
Trying to cut outside. The middle was all blocked up and won't get anything. This could bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter.
MunDayne may be looking to operate the incredibly slow offense that we've alluded to here. We've seen him take a quarter to score. It would be impressive if he somehow took 5+ minutes to go He's at 67 yards. Usually he starts out back in his own end zone, but he did start at his own 2-yard line on this drive. This could be the slow, just chugging downfield, 3 yards, 4 yards here that MunDayne might need.
Yeah, these next few possessions will certainly decide this one sandwich. 5 minutes left on the clock. Bellarmine on championship point. So if Bellarmine wins this one on the Texas Longhorns, the series and the season for MunDayne is over. But if MunDayne wins this one, we'll be going to a Game 5 Texas mirror match, and it's over the middle. The tight ends got it. And a huge play for MunDayne past midfield.
Don't think we'll be operating in the slow offense anymore after that one, Denny. MunDayne already in field goal position.
Yeah, beautiful job recognizing the coverage. Had a hole right up the middle. And he hits his man on that tight end streak route. Just right up the middle. Now I'm really curious to see what he does if he goes back to the run here. Or if he airs it out. He's had some success with the pass recently. Not so much with the run. Oh, there we go. Beautiful run up the middle. Decides to spin left. Almost breaks the tackle, but gets the first down.
Another big chunk play on the ground.
You see the rushing yard differential right there. 91 for MunDayne, only 35 for Pew. So that is a huge difference so far in this game. MunDayne is going to have full control of this one if he's able to get the lead and then get the ball back.
And MunDayne might see the slow down offense approaching. He turned on that chew clock on the game management sliders. Might be looking to slow to a crawl now that he's in field goal range.
It's play action. And he's got his man, and he makes the catch. Oh, great play. It's the first time we've seen that play all series, sandwich. The delayed play action, I think it was a option play or something, but breaks out, throws on the run, and hits his man in stride, keeps the foot in bounds. And that brings up first and goal at the 4 for MunDayne.
Jalen Milroe so excellent on the ground, so when you have these plays that involve sliding out of the pocket, it's just incredibly easy there. And MunDayne in striking distance. First and goal from the 4.
What?
No way.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he caught that ball. There's no question about that. Excuse me, EA Sports. EA Sports doing MunDayne dirty this series. Multiple ways.
Everything there.
Many ways. Oh no, the dangerous pass is picked off in the end zone, and we see another interception in the end zone in this game. Wow.
His defense has been putting out fires throughout this game 4. Better dial 911. More firefighting going to be needed here. All tied up
for sure.
With 3:38 left to play. Now it's Bellarmine's turn to operate this driving slow offense. Just need a field goal to take the lead.
Yeah, MunDayne's got to lean on his defense once again in a very, very close game, a tied game with 3.5 to play. He's got to focus up, lock in. Just forget about that interception and play some really good, solid defense here.
And it's been his defense that has got him this far. He had a pair of game-sealing interceptions in the semifinal match against BigSneezy. The defense going to need to come away huge here.
Thought that might have been a fumble, but gets knocked out right away, so it's coded as an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up 3rd and 1.
And looking good right now for an early stop already on this first set of downs. Bellarmine's turn to have that flexible playbook on 3rd and 1. A lot of options here for them.
And it's recovered by MunDayne. He gets the ball back, the fumble, and he gets it right back. Oh my God, Sandwich, what's happening?
Just what the doctor ordered. The firefighters are out. The fire has been put out. MunDayne, another takeaway when he needed it most to stay in this one.
Wow. This game just is constantly going back and forth and back and forth. Huge plays by both defenses constantly. And now it really feels like next touchdown's going to win it. Good run. Pick up a 4 to start this one. MunDayne doesn't want to... just seems a little bit uncomfy throwing the ball, but needs to get back that confidence and get right back in this one.
Yeah, and once more, he's starting out on offense here, already in field goal range. Touchdown is nice, but there's not that much game clock left to work with here. Scoring with 0-0 is certainly a possibility depending on the pace on offense.
Another run, cuts up the middle. Good for a gain of 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. As we're close to the 2-minute warning. If MunDayne's able to consistently get these 4 yards on the ground every time, what is to stop him from just bringing this game as low on the clock as possible and then, you know, scoring? Honestly, I think that's the goal here for MunDayne. I'm going to take as much time off the clock as possible and then also score a touchdown.
That's exactly what is in the balance. You see Bellarmine, little audible to bring the defense that much closer to the line of scrimmage. They might be going all out on the run here on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I think he's just going to bring us to the 2-minute warning, honestly. He's not even looking at the screen.
Yeah, they're going to do just that and force these timeouts to come early.
Unless this is a new strategy of just, like, don't even look at the screen.
We've seen some unconventional strategies. We saw 2 intentional delay of game penalties into a touchdown. So
I don't know, Sandwich. I think that's a little generous to call that a strategy. I don't know what that was.
They're leaving no stone unturned here in the final.
Yeah, right? Another run right up the gut, and he makes the first down, just barely getting over the line there. A huge, huge first down for MunDayne. And now, if you're Bellarmine, a couple more plays like that, you may start to be considering using your timeouts.
Yeah, if you're Bellarmine, I mean, you're doing the math in your head right now. There's one more set of downs between you and victory formation, or in this case, a go-ahead field goal for MunDayne.
Yeah, and MunDayne's got shoot clock on.
Yes, sir.
He read that run all the way. And that's going to be the first timeout used there by Bellarmine.
And MunDayne going back to the normal play timer here. He needs one more first down for these timeouts not to be a factor. So neither team is out of the woods here just yet.
Yeah, for sure. This game's still very much... Yeah, MunDayne's certainly in control, but Bellarmine's not out of this one, not by a long shot.
Correct. They could force the field goal early, and then even though they're out of timeout, still have some game time to work with for a tying field goal or a go-ahead touchdown.
Be another run, not going anywhere, and another instant timeout by Bellarmine. That's their second. They have 1 timeout remaining. MunDayne probably going to go to the air here on 3rd and 12, try to pick up his first down.
Wonder if Bellarmine are going to sell all out for the run defense on this 3rd down.
Oh, he's going to run for it. No! Are you kidding me? What?
No way.
What? Oh. Bro, I can't.
Not what the offense wanted to draw up. The QB out in open space, and they cough up the football. The defense going to need another win for MunDayne here late in this one.
I can't even right now. What is happening?
Looked like he had a window for the early slide, but he wanted to try and cross the plane. Defenders put a stop to that.
You got to make sure. He's going to run for it. And he gets out of bounds and the first down. Good play there from Bellarmine. Just get a couple yards. Stop the clock. He's only got 1 timeout to work with, and MunDayne's defense has been really solid. So all the pressure on Bellarmine here, but if they're able to score, that may be it, Sandwich. Only 1:08 to play.
Correct. And MunDayne so far, I mean, he's got 3 timeouts in his back pocket. It's going to be really difficult for Bellarmine to have very much control of the game clock. You did see them run out of bounds that time, but surely that's at the top of MunDayne's mind here on 1st and 10.
I toss this one up, and it's caught. Unreal. A huge play from Bellarmine, and that may seal it if they're able to score here.
Hopefully he rolled it to me.
That's the last pause used for Bellarmine, though.
Wow, they might be popping off on their side of the screen. A miraculous play, huge deep ball, and now they're the ones in control here. MunDayne gonna have to force a late turnover, even have a chance at OT.
The defense going to stop.
You guys with that? You guys with that?
Timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They just changed the dynamic of this possession in a
For sure.
heartbeat, and now it's
We're just gonna res either.
Good tackle for loss there. Instant timeout. Keep the clock stopped. But he's only got one left now. So even if they stop another run here and bring it to 3rd down.
You need an absurd takeaway or a turnover here with Bellarmine already in field goal range.
Oh, quick pass out to the right. And it looks like he got out of bounds, but it's going to be 1st and goal. Still a lot of time left on the clock here. So even if Bellarmine scores, the game is by no means over. Oh, wait.
Bellarmine thinking otherwise.
never mind,
Coming out in the
never mind,
QB
yeah.
kneel.
Yeah, never mind. It
Not
is.
enough timeouts left in the game clock here.
Yeah, that'll probably do it. Oh, what an unfortunate ending to this one. I was so ready to go to Game 5, Sandwich. Man,
So
Ugh,
I mean,
the
so many
fumbles went
chances
crazy.
there, but at the end,
so many chances.
yeah.
Just so many, like, unfortunate fumbles. To be fair, though, MunDayne got a few himself. It wasn't all, you know, it wasn't all one-sided.
Certainly
that's
not
gonna be-
lopsided, but I mean, we saw most of it in Game 3, but there was some shenanigans. Defenses were doing things we've never seen defenses do. The scoop and the
Yeah.
score, batting down the
Yeah, yeah.
pass. I mean, Bellarmine had their linemen crossing their T's and dotting their I's to bottle up MunDayne in this one.
That is good with 1 second to go, so MunDayne's going to need a hero kick return for touchdown to keep the series alive. And they're probably just going to... He's going to let it bounce. And it's going to go through the back of the end zone. He's going to have one play left. I forgot about the touchback. So, yeah, he's going to have one Hail Mary here.
One play and a dream for MunDayne
One
here.
play. It's going to be full defense back, yep, for Bellarmine. He's going to toss it up and pray. And it's broken up, and that's going to be the game. GG's to Bellarmine. They will win the college football inaugural ECAC championship. Congratulations to them. An unfortunate exit here for MunDayne from the tournament, but MunDayne is not done. He's got the 3rd place match in Madden tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So make sure to tune in for that one. I will also be streaming the Rocket League game, round 1 of the NECC National Championship Tournament. That's going to be our Rocket League team versus UNC Asheville tomorrow at 7 o'clock. And then Sandwich will take us through MunDayne's 3rd place Madden matchup versus Southeastern. MunDayne going to try to go for his 2nd trophy of the season, although he did lose today versus Bellarmine, unfortunately. Still locked in that 2nd place trophy from the ECAC for this season. So going to try to get another one. This would be a 3rd place win in Madden tomorrow night. So thanks again for watching and supporting the team and the players, everyone. Sandwich, is a pleasure casting with you as always.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you guys all tomorrow. I'll be on the main channel at 7, and Sandwich will be on Post UV Sports 2 at 8 o'clock. See you guys tomorrow. GG's.